I'm Gabe. And I have brain damage.
Just using your hole. Yeah, I love using your hole. I'm gonna use your little asshole in your mouth, because you know what it is. It's a free-hole baby. Fucking railed. Bitch is getting railed. Fuck! 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 God, where are you going? Baby. Yeah, face fuck. I'm dropping load. Yeah. Oh, up in your fucking mouth. Gonna paint his town red. Gonna paint his wife white.
Every week, John is getting more and more numb to it. He's getting more and more numb because when you host StreamYards, you can see everyone down the bottom in the backstage. The past 2 weeks, he got up and left. This time, he's just here watching. Doesn't like it, but he's watching it.
And I know you're watching. I was looking at you.
Disparu likes it, though. He's like, yeah, Disparu gets it.
It's just terrible.
Like, nothing beats the first time, though. When I didn't realize the bar at the bottom was how far along it was, and it just kept going on and on and on. I'm like, it's going to end any time now.
Hi, everybody. How are we doing? So everyone kept telling, and not you people, but I mean, the internet kept telling me that this episode single-handedly redeemed the entire show. I was expecting Luke Skywalker to do a hallway scene because that's all it fucking takes to redeem something these days. And by that logic, yeah, the show is redeemed, but it's still a piece of shit. It's still the same garbage crap that it was last week. In fact, if anything, it just made me a little bit more angry because so close, yet so far, all at the same time.
Definitely homosexual jihad.
Homosexual jihad in full effect. I'm buying a fucking turban.
We got it. We freaking got it. I'm still a little dumbstruck at it. We can't believe we got some of the things that we did.
One thing we have to mention before we go forward: secretly based, killed 2 black people and a gay couple. Paramount.
Within seconds of each other.
Paramount, what's up? I thought this went against everything, man. Someone's getting fired. Someone's definitely getting fired over there.
You're coming in and saying, who got blown up with all the black folk?
Rampant fridging on display.
Oh, shit. All right. So, Lady G, what did you think of this episode?
I thought it was atrocious for so many reasons, but specifically, like, militarily speaking, they got so much wrong that it's easier to point out the few things they got right.
So, does anyone remember the Covenant? They were actually in this episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They were a threat? Oh my god, I didn't notice.
We didn't have Quan.
No Quan.
Yeah, Quan, free episode.
Maybe she'll get her own episode next time.
Oh, you haven't seen?
I haven't seen the end.
We're going to Quan episode next week.
Oh, okay, yeah. The moment those credits hit, I just stop. I'm like, that's it.
Yeah, they actually showed the Covenant in this one. Like I was surprised. I was like, whoa, they're back. They're here. They're actually doing stuff. They had a Wraith and everything. I'm like, oh, okay, we're doing shit.
One Wraith.
One Wraith.
Wraith.
That you
We got-
barely
we got
saw.
one Wraith. Yeah.
Well,
And
maybe
all it
like 3
takes-
seconds.
I
And
can't tell
all
you.
it took to take out the Wraith was a blind suicide gay bomber. I told you, a homosexual jihad.
Slowly
What
walking
word
up to it.
That was the romantic suicide. It was either one or the other.
Oh boy, Disbrew, you liked the episode, didn't you?
I thought it was the best out of the 2 series. I don't know whether that means I liked it. It was nice that there was actually some action and something actually happened in the episode for once. The main problem with the episode is anytime they tried to do a story point, it was always awful. So you had like random fighting. When they go up the stairs and they show like the gun flares and it looks like they're just turning on torches. I was like wetting myself at some of the CGI in this thing. But yeah, the best thing about them shooting things is they don't have to talk because every time they open their mouths, something goes horribly wrong.
Speaking when something goes horribly wrong, John.
Well, for me, this episode is like with every other one. I have to turn my brain off to actually like it. But with all the action, at least, you know, it's redeemable if you shut your brain off. I can't agree with any of the people saying that this episode redeems the season or anything like that, because there's so much wrong with it once you actually start turning your brain on and actually start paying attention to certain things that they're doing and what, you know, stages of events that they've set up. It's trash. They don't know what they're doing, as far as I'm concerned.
I'm in the same boat. I think if you just had it on while, like, you know, come home and you put it on for like 40 minutes, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, that was that. But if you start looking at it, especially as a Halo show, you go, this is, wait a minute, there's a lot.
Yeah, the decisions that they made in the writing room for this episode in particular is a little mind-boggling. Like,
Cortana.
Cortana was a real stupid, even with the way that they have. We'll get into it later on, but it's a fucking mess and a half, like it always is.
So let's get started. Obviously, on the thumbnail, you can see Vanek fucking dying because that's the big thing that happens at the episode. Vanek dies. So they start the episode with Vanek and he's up there feeding pigeons because remember, he likes animal videos now. His whole character arc is he likes animal videos, and they try to build up. You got to feel sad for him because he's dead. Go, why should I feel sad for his death? Because he liked animal videos. God damn it. Just like you and me. I felt it fell very short. I do not care if the man watches animal videos. What would have been more upsetting is if one of the pigeons got blown up or some shit. What a very weird fucking start to the episode. I don't know what the fuck, why that was a thing. Now, this is probably one of, like I said in my review, there is little bits here and there that I actually like. One of the things I do like is the building just being destroyed. I think they did well with that type of stuff. Some of the fight scenes are pretty good. Some of them make absolutely no fucking sense. But this part here was probably one of the best parts, I reckon. Just that type of stuff. I'm like, yes, that's what I wanted to see.
Okay, but she did this. Like, she's sitting there. She's like, those weren't Marines. Those were my family and my friends. She got over it real freaking quick when she's over here like, I can't just keep going. And then she does.
She's responsible because she had that recording the whole time.
The whole time.
Well, yeah, but they already knew this was happening anyway. So, yeah, she would be responsible if they didn't know, but they did. This is why none of this makes sense. Like, I still don't know why there wasn't a defense planned. And it's never explained.
Because the AI
it never will be at this point.
That's their...
Yeah, look, even if the AI says it's lost and you're like, okay, we're going to lose the planet, so we need to plan to get stuff off the planet, things that can't be replaced so we can hold a defense later on, there's still no reason why you don't make them pay for this planet as expensively as possible.
You know why this also doesn't make any sense? She's had this recording, she's cracked it, and instead of going through the streets and telling people, like, sharing it and telling people and saying, the Covenant is here, you need to get off planet, she waited until they were blowing up the planet.
Yeah, fucking munted. See, it makes way more sense in the Fall of Reach book because it is a legitimate surprise attack. They like just go, whoa, what's that? Oh shit! Too late, it's on. Whereas this is like the top people knew it. They knew it. Whereas like the general populace,
they had a contingency plan.
Man.
They had
So
a. They,
what was
they had a
Oni doing this
contingency.
whole time? Oni was just sitting down going,
Keeping
we got
an eye on
nothing.
Chief.
Oh,
Keeping
they
an
just
eye on
clean,
Chief.
they cleaned up after their own assets, took care of their own. As far as the way the show wanted to portray them, is that they just took care of Oni and they left everybody else to rot and die.
It doesn't make any sense. Even if you're like, well, we can't get everyone off the planet. It's like, yeah, but okay, but the people that are left can still fight. They can still make a defense to kill as many as possible. You are at a war, so every single person that dies on the enemy side is a good thing. Like,
And that's
it helps
what
you in the
the-
fight.
as much as I take a lot of issues with the plot line, that's where the Halo Reach game, that's what it does well, is like it's still a surprise attack, but the events play out a little different, so they have a bit more time to respond. It's probably, I'm not going to say it's close, but it's more similar to this than it is to the book.
Oh yeah, well with the Reach game, they had the Covenant had a scouting force that advanced on Reach first. They got found out. They started, Reach started setting up their defenses, getting prepped, and countering the offensive from the scout unit. Then they ultimately took out the scout ship, but too late. Here comes the fleet.
And I don't remember Dave Chappelle being on Reach.
No, he definitely wasn't on Reach at that time. He, as far as Canon's concerned, he's out in the wilderness. He's out on Reach in the wilderness doing his own thing.
Telling the
Absolutely.
same trans jokes for the same 5 years in a row.
Hey, if it still hits with the audience, why let it go?
Yeah, so in the previous episode, I thought this plot point might actually have been something decent. Where you could have like Soren and Halsey in jail together, and you could have Halsey being like, and she kind of does it later in the episode, kind of get in his head a little bit. But instead, the fucking thing just shuts down because the planet's being bombed, and they literally walk out the front fucking door.
No.
They actually fucking walk out.
Yeah, they walk out the door of the cell, and then after claiming he doesn't trust her and would never follow her.
Well, he doesn't have a choice. Yeah, because he doesn't have a choice. That's why he swears. But there is a way you could tie all this together, like with the start as well. You'd have to do it like there'd have to be like a trap that we are luring them in, making them think they won, but actually we've got a counterattack prepared in space or something. Because then you could be like, well, he wants Halsey to survive, so he put him there to protect her on the planet while the trap was sprung. And you could have like this whole meta thing that it was all planned out, and he'd actually use Cortana with her knowledge of events to lay the whole traps down. I just don't think they're gonna.
What was the point of capturing Soren?
Well, that's my point. It
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense to move him here just so he dies.
The way I saw that it was a totally unrelated situation because he's a wanted man. Soren was always a wanted man, and as far as I'm seeing, it was just a convenient opportunity that was laid on Ackerson's lap because at that time they Oni captured Soren, and in canon they would bring somebody like Soren to Midnight Facility, but they wouldn't bring it over. But they brought him over to Reach to bring him into the prison. That's the way I saw it.
We followed him for 3 episodes. There's got to be a point to his storyline, surely.
You would think.
Surely they're not that bad.
As far as it's seeing, it's all Halsey when it comes to story. That's their plot line for season 2.
Yeah, but I think Soren was just Ackerson being petty because remember, up until this point, he'd been bringing clones of his dead sister in, and I think Ackerson hated Halsey, couldn't do anything about it because of like rules and boundaries and stuff. So he dropped Soren in there to like mentally torture her. I think that's all he was.
Yeah.
You can't mentally torture her though. She's like so cut off from that type of stuff, and he knows that. Nothing gets to her.
They made a real point in last season establishing that fact, and yet they're trying to break through that in this season.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose it's Ackerson's new character. Yeah.
So it kind of bounces back and forth.
This is not cheap.
At this point they've gotten themselves out of the fire and artillery barrage, and they're now indoors in this antique air. It's supposed to be an antique shop.
That's what I felt. It was supposed to be like an antique shop.
This is they're on the staircase. This is where she's
so
bent over. Yeah, this is where she's bent over and she's like, I can't keep going. And he's like, I need to get to FleetCom. So like you're on your own if you want to stay. And then just leaves her.
Just dips.
Yep.
Yeah,
Man,
it's
that's the one thing I hate about this Silver timeline. Jimmy Rings is the way he just hates everyone. He's such a fucking
and
asshole,
he's
man.
so
Like, I always
emotionally-
bring it back to the Halo Infinite part when the pilot has that breakdown and Chief sits down next to him. He's like, "We're all human. We all make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
I failed. I won't fail you." Like, Chief's supposed to be a fucking hero, but every chance he gets in this show, he just abandons people. He's a fucking asshole, man.
Yep.
Okay, surely they're not that bad. I love that people keep saying that. Thank you very much, Ian. I know what you want. Here you go, Ian.
no.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, Ian.
I'm gonna go home.
Just using your whole. Yeah, I love you. I'm gonna use your little ass in your mouth. You know what it is. You know what it is. It's a thing. Baby.
Thank you, Ian. That's not cheap, man. Really appreciate that. Thank you.
Gross.
Thank you so much.
Gross.
Oh, all right. Anyway, I'm using your goddamn hole. Yeah, where we at?
Like this scene right here where she's like, we have to tell them. Bitch, you should have been telling them for days when you cracked the message. Like, this is like trying to put on a life jacket after you've already fallen overboard in a tsunami.
But it's even worse. It's her trying to put a life jacket on after she's the one that sunk the fucking ship.
And they did. If they were trying to make it look like she was like still like PTSD'd about the situation, and it's only now that she's actually realizing what the right thing to do is, they did a real poor job making the audience sympathize with her and actually see that.
Yeah, she's not sympathetic.
Not at
Because
all. One
She
bit.
said earlier on that she did it because they gave her a medal and she didn't
Yep.
know what to do with it, and so she didn't want them to think less of her. It's like, no, she was selfish all the way down.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Let the whole planet die.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Every
That little
single
antique
person
shop.
dying on this planet is on you, Perez. You fucking idiot.
That
She didn't
little
fucking
lady,
what she had.
that old lady in the antique shop that she's like, ma'am, do you understand? And I'm like, bitch, she understands better than you. She knows
She's
it's
already
hopeless.
accepted her fate. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, of course she's not panicking because she knows she can't get to a transport on time. She's not young. She's not gonna be able to run. She's not gonna be able to outrun elites. She's not gonna be able to outrun Jack. Are you kidding?
I don't know. She
Like-
is a woman.
True.
She's a Latina woman, though.
I've
I
seen
think she has-
Hollywood. I know what they're capable of.
Oh well, if Latino, then give her enough sandals, she'd be able to snipe out every jackal and elite on the rooftops.
What a fence. She can jump over it pretty quickly.
There you go.
There we go.
But
One
yeah,
bound, single bound.
she's just Perez is standing here. She bends over and is just she's winded and she's like, oh my god, that was my family, my friends. Those weren't Marines. Bitch, Marines are like your brothers and sisters. What the fuck you talking about? Those weren't Marines. Like,
Oh, you think that's bad? Wait till you get to Jacob Keys.
oh, I know. Fucking hell,
was-
that speech. Oh God in heaven.
I know we're going to jump the gun a little bit, but I have reached a stage where I actually don't know what they're going to do. I feel like I've been pretty good at calling what they're going to do, but after that, I have no idea where they're going to take it because that changes everything. That's the butterfly effect moment right there.
Maybe Miranda got captain during these last 6 months, and she got a particular ship that we got, a Halcyon class ship. That might be what happened.
It's like she's been forced to watch her own show.
Apply directly to the forehead.
Oh, fucking hell. Oh, okay. So this part shitted me. All right. This part shitted me. I think I probably yelled about this too much on my review. So fucking the elites are here and they've got active camo on. I'll play a little bit. Yeah, you can see them there. And they're just there fucking throwing around people. Okay. Mm-hmm. They're just grabbing people and throwing them around, manhandling them. They're not killing anyone.
If the operation that they were doing was still under a covert ops, if they were still like, they haven't been revealed yet, they're using fucking artillery on the other side and they're blowing shit up left, right, and center. There is no reason for them to be under stealth suits and not busting out their energy swords and weaponry right now.
Like the start of Halo 4, when it's the flashback when they put the Spartans in the wrong armor. Mm-hmm. But it shows the elites just banshee attacking civilians and just stabbing them up and all that type of shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what should be happening right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Open warfare has already started outside. Why isn't it happening here? But it's so weird why they went with this direction with this particular set of elites, and I don't know.
And how the fuck did he see them?
Well, I mean, I can see him on the screen.
Same here.
The cloak looks ass.
Yeah, well, that's it. The cloak ain't perfect, and even in the games, the cloak ain't perfect. So I can give him cut a little forgiveness on that matter, but it's still stupid in the first place, to begin with. So
I just don't know why they're here, because they said all they're doing is going for the power plants, and once they take them down, the entire orbital system goes offline, and then they can just glass it from space. So I'm not sure why they're in like a mall in the first place. You'd think they'd be more targeted.
90% off Gucci, baby. PS5.
They're going to raid the Apple store now.
Yeah, they're going to raid the Nike store to stop racism. Yeah, I fucking thought this was stupid. They're just not killing anyone, all right? Now,
yeah,
and that brings us to, I want to play a little bit here. See, look at that. They're just manhandling people. His head should be fucking cut off. Like, just spear tackles one of them.
Even just a dagger or something. Even like out of nowhere, Steve has a dagger. Well, Cheeks has a dagger out of nowhere. Comes up in the next few seconds.
Oh, where he was keeping it. They call it.
Yes. Oh, hey, yeah, Master Cheeks for a reason. Yeah.
It's a 3 all day.
Why did I ask?
So this fight that he's about to have over here, if he was in armor, this actually would have been a decent fight. My problem with this fight scene is he is dead so many fucking times.
Yep.
He is getting his shit smacked by an elite, and it's just nothing, man. We're talking about this backstage. Like, I'm not saying like his teeth should be knocked out and all that type of stuff because, he's a Spartan too, but he should still be getting dazed and be like, whoa, man, I'm getting punched out over here. We talked about when he gets his shit rocked by just an average brute as well. Master Chief is not invincible. He is a human. So when he's getting smacked around like this, nothing happens to him. And it's fucking dumb. Like if he was in his armor, I do think this would have been a cool fight scene. But this is the Paramount show. Every reason under the sun why they're not in the armor.
Well,
I can only assume it's cost at this point because
yeah,
totally
they just didn't want to CGI the fights.
Look at his.
The best way I described the armor was it puts him at an even playing field. It doesn't, without the armor, in this situation, he should be getting his shit rocked.
Mm-hmm. Well, just the glass shards alone, the amount of cuts on his body should be like devastating, but there's not one scratch. And like right here, yeah, he's
fucking dead.
Yeah. 100%. Like all the augmented skeletal everything. I don't like. He's dead.
This is one of the reasons why, when it's on about the coins and stuff, and he's like, I know I'm never going to die, it made me just think they were talking about main character plot armor. Because
That's what
it would
they're using
explain
it
all of
for.
this.
Dead.
Oh,
I
yeah.
want to show that again,
You see his
mate.
entire neck flip round.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Goes
death.
That's a
from
really weird
steel
dive,
and
by the way.
glass.
It is. Watch this. Boom, boom.
Boom, boom. Dead. He's so dead.
Why do none of these elites have energy swords with them? Why did they just
It
not
makes no
doing?
sense. Not even a knife. Not even a dagger to use.
They
Well-
actually came here to do some fucking shopping.
And because remember in season 1, like what Chief said was they're here looking for artifacts. So we're supposed to believe the whole reason that the Covenant is on Reach and have not already glassed the planet is because they're trying to get Cortana.
No. Haven't they stored Cortana in the artifact?
No, she's in a
No.
particular containment unit.
Well, yeah, but it's different in this episode, because in this one it was like in a disc, but in the last episode, or the one where he's discussing, like, you know, what's the plan, he actually goes up and he touches the artifacts that was in season 1, and then Cortana appears. So it made it look like she was in that.
I don't
Remember,
think.
don't
Oh,
recall
God,
the
I don't
episode.
know.
He goes, you know, remember the
He-
thing from the first series where when he grabbed it, it like made him convulse and stuff.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought
That was what they touched for Cortana in.
I thought they flipped scene on that one. I thought they flipped to another scene with that.
Yeah, I did too. Could be wrong.
Yep.
Oh, but see, so
Well,
I'm
that's-
supposed to.
Yeah, there's so many moments where he should have gotten a lot more damage than he really did, but no, stunts.
Dead.
Why did you throw out the
I don't
knife?
know.
Stab him with it. Dead.
God.
Dead. Oh, don't worry. Latina chick's got a fucking metal pole because that's totally going to
She's now dead.
stop
Look
him in
at-
the fucking armor.
Look at he hit her with his
I know.
with his armor on a bat. She's dead. Like the concussive force of him doing that. If she's not dead, she's
Never
she's
walking.
unconscious.
I don't know. What?
She's unconscious. Look,
To a certain extent, I can agree with you guys on that, but I can't go as far as saying dead. Oh, he dead. No, I can't. It's
I think
Yeah,
you're
her-
underestimating
oh
the
yeah, you
Covenant.
heard. I think you're overestimating the elites, especially the way that they were moving around. At least the way that they were portraying it.
He should have
Not
had a
bad.
sword. It should just.
Yeah, he really no. They should have had their energy swords. They should have had their actual weaponry instead of going
It's
into
not
straight up
time
hand-to-hand
yet.
combat with civilians.
It's not time yet. They've
You
got to
told
do
her.
the cool reveal, like they did in the mist when you couldn't see shit.
So they run
There
away.
you
Oh, is that your Paramount paycheck?
No, that's fucking Twitter. Thanks to you, I got to put that thing on my app, my fucking phone, and now it does not stop going off.
So this is where they're in the antique
famous.
store. Where they're in the
Suppose so.
It was me, I think.
antique- Oh, was it?
If it was the group chat, then yeah.
So this is the
Yep.
part you're talking about this
Right.
room. Is it? I always know I'm gonna live, which is what a fucking douchey thing to say. I always know I'm gonna survive. I am him. I am that guy. And then he talks about the coin flip, which
They all this is any type of character development, because that's what they want you to believe it is. It's all tell and no show
Mhm.
at all. That's what it is. It's so frustrating. And he comes off as such an arrogant, self-centered prick who he's beyond cocky. He has hubris at this point, which is not Chief at all. Chief is like, he's humble. He's, for lack of a better, he's thoughtful. Like he considers, not necessarily considerate, but he considers all of the factors, and acceptable losses are not acceptable to him. So he
there's
will.
the Xbox.
See, that's the bit I liked about him. When that building's a couple up, he's like, they're already dead. Let's go. I need to do a mission. I like the whole, I need to save this planet. Those people in that one building don't matter, because if the planet goes,
Fair enough.
everybody dies. I kind
Yeah.
of like that
That
hardened
wasn't-
logic.
Yeah, and Chief has that, but not in that. Like, he wouldn't have handled Perez that way.
He would have just put her over his shoulder.
Yes,
Yeah, grab her
spanked
and
her and
run.
said, "Let's go."
I wasn't even going in that direction. I was just like, if you're not coming with me, I'll make you.
If fucking what's her name, Mackie, can walk around with an energy finger,
Mhm.
and I just something. Surely these elites have something, right? Yeah, so they here. It's in an antique store. They talk about the coin flip, which is from the Fall of Reach story, and in the Silver Timeline, it means absolutely fucking nothing. I don't even know why they bothered to include it. It changes nothing. It doesn't
Nope.
add anything. It's if anything, it's just an Easter egg.
No, Disper's right. They 100% are adding it for main character plot armor. Like, what is that? Did you ever see the Hercules with the rock in it?
Oh fuck no!
Okay,
Ooh.
there's a character in there, and he can see his own death and other people's death if it's close. And so, like, he's like, not today, maybe today, not today. And like, all I could think of when I was listening to that to this chief talk about the Silver Timeline coin flip, was that situation. It's like, oh, I can see my own death, so I don't have to worry about dying on the battlefield or something.
Bizarro shit, man. I don't
Right?
know. I like this character more than these two. I want a story about her running the shop, selling an old school Xbox.
Yes.
The thing is, I think that line was meant to appeal to you guys, knowing the games. I think it was meant to be like a meta point where you'd be like, oh yeah, because like the single player in a game always survives, like he can't die because of the main character. I think they genuinely, that was their aim to try and get you on board.
Yeah, just like the door
like,
sounds, it doesn't work.
Yeah, they
the
thought it was
strange
clever.
thing is though, is like if you just played the games, you wouldn't even know it.
Mhm.
Halo lore is not really told in the games.
It's like
In the
very.
book.
It only goes as far as what you need to know.
Mhm.
That's it. Everything else is beyond the games, the books, the comics, the other different mediums
Yeah, the films, short films.
Yeah.
But like even Red versus Blue has more lore in it than the games,
Yeah.
and it's a parody.
There's some smart thinking from Sandro. Save the Xbox, leave Perez.
Yeah. Push her over,
Yeah.
grab it,
Yeah.
run. This thing's worth $1 million in like 500 years.
Do it.
Worth her weight in gold.
Yeah, listen. Now, I am a bit of a sucker for Latino women, but with $1 million, you could get like a few Latino women. So
Just a few.
A Latina with an itty bitty booty like
That's
that.
not the worst thing he said, Lady G. I don't know why you were that made for that one.
anyway, yeah. So,
Someone's gonna take that clip out of context and say that Lethal is into human trafficking.
shout out Vince McMahon.
Only in the future.
Shout out to Vince McMahon. Harvey Weinstein did nothing fucking wrong. All he did was take a bunch of untalented actresses and give them a career.
Oh my god!
And you will crucify him for it.
Here goes my YouTube career. It's been fun, guys.
Oh, come on. It's not like
You
he
mean
was
you're
fucking...
affiliated with that asshole? Yup, you were my best friends. Sorry, can't fix him. Tried. It don't work.
Also, he's trafficking me.
He's trafficking me.
Who's
so
that?
here's Dave.
Who's that
here's Dave
Ethot?
Chappelle.
That's whose Ethot is it? That's husband.
You're gonna have
is
to
making-
narrow it down. There's a lot.
the one whose husband's making her do it, and now they're divorced, and she's still doing it.
Yeah,
Amaranth.
because that was never true, and everyone
That
knew
was
it.
never true.
No, but that's what
Yeah.
she said, and she got a lot of sympathy simps.
Yeah, it's a
Sympathy simps. Good
Vince
lord, that's a
McMahon
tongue
ploy.
twister.
I don't think anyone genuinely believed that even at the time.
No, but whatever garners attention, they'll fucking do it. I mean, we've
Yeah.
seen them go low and low and low and lower.
See, this is why here's what I was talking about before. Like, you can't really get into Halsey. You can't break
Yeah.
her down like that.
Yeah.
She just flips it on you because she's just
Mhm.
so devoid of emotion.
Yeah,
And
but
she's
I think
already starting to get into Sauron's head, being like, "Oh, you have a kid, don't you? I bet he's strong like you." And she tries to bring up the whole thing of like, "Hey, you were actually my favorite one of the whole lot."
yeah. Why do you think you why it was hard to let you go? Like she's 100% like screwing with his mind.
Was that true?
Well,
that she did let him go?
You're supposed to question. Now you're supposed to be questioning it with Surin. But I don't think Ackerson. I think Ackerson thought that it would be enough to throw her off kilter, and that Saren would just go like physically violent on her. I
Well,
don't think.
Canonically, John has always been Halsey's favorite.
Mhm.
With the whole Soren, this is all new to the Silver timeline, and I'm with Lady G on it. This is probably something to get in his head.
Yep.
To mess him up, to make him think otherwise, and to change his mind, manipulate him to see her in a better light.
What it does suggest is that Quan, who left an innocent kid on a transport all by himself, so she could go and murk a bunch of pirates, like, I have a feeling that kid's gonna get scooped up and put into a Spartan program.
That kid. Hey, you think what I said about trafficking was bad? You wait till you see what they're going to do to that fucking kid on that ship that's by herself, surrounded by criminals. Quad's awful. Awful.
Yes, Quan is a horrible human being.
All right, so that's all going on.
Oh, she's gonna. Oh my god, they're gonna show up on Reach looking for Soren, and that's gonna be how they get off the planet. How Chief and Riz and Soren and Halsey get off the planet. Quan's gonna come down and be savior.
I mean, you have to remember, Quan. The first thing we saw Quan, she wanted to eat explosive mushrooms that had like the power of a nuclear bomb in them. Can you imagine what her stomach's like?
You're always chasing a bigger and bigger high, which is why you should just go right to fucking heroin.
I mean, hers was worse.
Go big or go home, right?
Or die.
What are you going to do? You slowly build up over the course of years, skip the whole shit, go right to heroin, become a junkie for a few years, realize how bad that is, go to rehab, sort your shit out. You're going to save more time in the long run. This is why they don't let me speak at schools, because they know I'm right.
Yep. Removing you from motivational speaker on the short list for my school, that's for sure.
I mean, it's weird that he was on that list to begin with, to be honest. But at least he's arguing from a point of efficiency.
Oh my gosh! Don't encourage him, Disparu.
So yeah, what's going on?
See, right there. It was very difficult to let you go.
I think we missed something. No, we don't miss
Try
anything.
not to shoot me.
The battle. Okay, so this is where stuff actually starts to happen. Okay. And
Okay,
here
this
we
thing,
have Riz.
they forced in a Easter egg line for Chief right here, and it made him look absolutely stupid in every which way possible. It's like, I'm right in front of my computer. I need a keyboard. Where's a keyboard? Where's a mouse? I need a mouse. It's right at his fucking feet. Even she says it. Help yourself. They're right in front of you, you stupid fucking moron.
So just for context, the "I need a weapon" is considered one of Chief's most famous lines throughout the entire
So
series.
well delivered.
No.
Yeah.
Halo 2. Yeah.
Here, it's just like John said. My biggest problem with it was, I don't feel this. He's earned the right to say it.
No.
I agree with you. I wouldn't go there. I would just say, like, the way they even put it here, it's just stupid. Like, it's so heavily forced in this. Like, there's no point in it whatsoever, let alone it even earning it.
Also, shout out to the $2 CGI gun flare that we've got going on at the moment.
Yeah, that's just a Google image, man. In fact, if you zoom in, you can probably see it.
The CGI in this entire episode, there's like the focus spot is not bad, but then everything around it is horrific.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous mixed bag. Yeah, you got your. Yeah, that's it. It's a ridiculous mixed bag. You got your background that's actually absolutely fuzzied up as fuck because of the smoke, and they want to have like this, chaos. You can only see what they got. The foreground, their main front and center, looks fine, looks fantastic. The Jackals, the Elites, when they're actually center stage on the camera, they look great. But and in the mix, there's this blend between trying to like blur out the two different kinds of CGI or production going on. It just looks terrible as far as I'm concerned.
Mm-hmm. The actual fighting itself, I don't really have much of a problem with it in these parts. Like I said, I think the biggest way to fix this entire episode is to remove all the Spartans and just turn them into ODSTs. and then it would actually fit and not fuck up anything either, man.
100. Absolutely.
And you wouldn't have to
It would
worry
have
about
fixed
any of that.
it fixed everything in just
Yeah,
one.
I mean,
fell
obviously
swoop.
it's still the silver timeline, but it would fix a lot of the problems with this episode. Yeah, so we have this big firefight going on here. Of course, we have more Spartans. Well, one more Spartan that's out of armor. Every Spartan in this episode is out of armor. Just a heads up.
Mhm.
Okay. But that's not all. While all this is going on, the gay couple is here, and the gay blind dude has a fucking grenade launcher. Why does the blind dude have explosives?
Okay, so that actually makes sense because
No,
No, it doesn't. Look at him.
No, it
Fucking look at
doesn't.
him. The dude doesn't.
Do not
If-
give a blind guy
Yeah,
impact
let me at him.
explosives.
I must be the one guy in the middle because I know this makes no sense and stupid, but I absolutely love it. I love everything about it. I still hear you, motherfucker. And he lobs a
I
grenade.
can
gets
hear
the
you.
guy.
The whole planet's on fire.
He had
no, but
when,
if he has a,
when he's
if
like,
they-
I can hear you. He had no idea whether there was a wall right next to him in between the noise. He could have just fired it and boom.
No, I'm
It's
saying
really-
what I'm
no,
saying is if he had a spot because remember he is trained. He does have training.
Yeah.
Now, if he has
He's not Daredevil.
Well,
No, but if he has a
is a fully
spotter-
formed Spartan. Yeah, he's a fully formed Spartan. He went through the developments. It was
Yes.
it was years after his the augmentations that the side effects of his blindness started affecting
Yeah.
him. So he's full on Spartan.
yeah, so he's a
Yes, he
full,
can
so
pull a
he-
trigger, but he's blind.
No,
So
but
what you're
here's-
saying is we have a super soldier with a grenade launcher that can't see.
Yes, but if he has a spotter, here's the
He
thing
doesn't
about
know.
Here's
He's
the
got
thing about grenades.
echolocation.
Here's the thing about grenade. Like when you're talking, when you're not talking, it's called accuracy by volume. So like
But
instead
he
of
doesn't
a
know if there's a
sniper-
wall right in front of him.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you
the
need a
accuracy by
spotter.
volume usually matters.
doesn't have a
usually talking
spotter.
about
Ow.
like massive volume.
Yeah, no. So instead of having like one guy shoot at a building, you have like 100 shoot at the same spot. Okay, accuracy by volume, you're gonna eventually hit him. This situation is more like
have
he
shields.
doesn't need to be accurate. He just has to get within the splash zone. If someone like guides and points for him, or like tells him
I've got
where
an
to
idea
shoot.
for you.
Wait, are you talking about the
Instead-
gay couple guiding in?
Instead of having a guy spot for him, why don't they take the grenade launcher because they can see and they can fire it?
Because he's a fully trained Spartan. Don't
It's a
emasculate
grenade
the man
launcher.
anything he already
Hey,
is.
Michael
I could fire a
Schumacher.
grenade launcher.
Michael Schumacher, one of the best drivers of all time. If he couldn't see, would you get in the fucking car with him?
I want to see it. I want it to happen.
Yes, I'll do it.
Blindfolded
For
Michael
shits and
Schumacher.
giggles. Shits and
You
giggles.
have
Yeah.
no idea. Like you guys think trust falls are a thing. You should. Whoo! The shit they make you do in the military to trust your buddy. Wait,
Hey,
wait.
there's a fucking alien invasion, and you have a super soldier who's blind.
He doesn't need to be accurate with the grenade.
Can you imagine the first time he picked
Well,
that
first of all-
weapon up off the floor and everyone's like, whoa, no.
Oh my!
I'm sorry, John. It's fucking Lady G that's getting the paycheck. My bad, John.
Oh,
My bad.
it's okay. Yeah, no, I'm
And
sitting
it
right
doesn't
here.
matter.
In the
He
middle.
hits him
It's like-
directly with it anyway, like directly with it anyway. So
This is making me apologize for every comment I've ever said to Mozza because I think having a blind guy with a grenade launcher is way stupider than anything he's ever said.
no, this is retarded, Lady G. I'm sorry.
Whatever you
This is
say-
fucking
hey,
retarded.
You know what? When you get blind, when you have to get blinded by
Well, you know
Like a
what?
fucking
When
gas
your,
chamber
when
and
your
then
whole
have to
planet gets
shoot-
invaded by a fucking alien force that is like a
all
thousand
hands on
years
deck,
more
bitch.
advanced
All
than
hands
you,
on deck. All hands on deck. Fucking
you are
He
going
can
to
be
be
handing
handing
me
hand
the
ammo.
ammo.
What should have happened to Chief?
What?
This is 500. When an elite grabs you, your head's going to explode, which is what should have happened to him. That's what's going to happen to all of us if this happened. Blind man with a grenade launcher is stupid. This is stupid.
The first thing he'd do is turn around and he'd shoot one of us with it. We all know it.
Fucking. Why did he bring his fucking boyfriend? Well, I guess he didn't have a chance.
How does he know there's
Lack
cover
of
there?
faith is disturbing.
Well, it's either
Like,
have
no,
balls
it's
or
not
let
my
him
lack of faith.
die.
It's your faith in blind people that's concerning.
I'd rather trust a seeing eye dog with a grenade launcher than that guy.
Yeah, can we at least give him a fucking guide dog?
Just
Mean it
strap
all.
it to his paws.
Well, lady, I kind of see where you're coming from with that. They're losing a sense and then having the rest of them be augmented, which give them that that experience and skill to ability to use it. But
Okay, so which sense do you develop when you go blind that tells you there's a wall in between you and the other enemies?
years and years of experience, and
There you go.
I couldn't tell you about that because it
What?
I'd never been blind in my life for long enough to be able to gain such an experience. But
Okay, close your eyes, turn around, and walk at that wall behind you. See if you know where it is.
yeah, it'll happen. Well, no, because of the years that he's been blind, he's been able to adapt himself able to make a situational awareness well above the average human being because they have a dependency on their eyesight to create that, that to give them that information, whereas they have to depend on the rest of their senses to get that information. But I do still agree with you, Lethal, and it's ultimately still pretty stupid to give a blind guy a grenade launcher, even though I still love it.
One last
I
thing to say,
fucking love it.
Lady.
No,
One last thing to
no,
say,
it's
Lady
obvious. Y'all hate you guys are for the homosexual jihad, and you hate albino
watched
blind
too-
black people.
Oh, I'm totally
You've
for
watched too much
homosexual jihad.
Daredevil.
Now, one last thing, Lady G, to really put this in perspective. Last week, you and I both agreed that this blind Spartan having gay butt sex is going to be one hell of an experience. But now he has a grenade launcher.
That was you and Mike. That was not me. I've sat there in confusion and terror.
Oh, so that part confuses you, but the blind dude with the grenade. Fucking hell. Oh,
Daredevil's
God.
based in science.
I will admit, I am
Listen,
partially.
I am here for the representation and equal opportunity and equity and whatever else. Why?
Are you blind? Are you blind? Is that what this is? Are you blind? You saying this is a personal attack? Hey, yeah, these people are dissing.
Yes,
People are dissing.
my
the
people
eyes,
are being
bro.
dissed.
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh,
Crimson.
Ian!
With the fiver, which is
Oh.
worse, this or Netflix Avatar? I haven't seen Netflix
Mummy.
Avatar.
Oh, it's bad.
No,
Uh,
it's far more boring. This
Yeah.
is more. I would rather watch this than Avatar. I couldn't even.
Thanks, Owen.
I had to drag myself through 2 episodes of that.
Because
Re-
Netflix Avatar put me through a whole 6-pack to make it watchable. Jesus, did you see
I-
that thing where the dude thought he was auditioning for James Cameron's Avatar?
Yeah,
I saw that. That blew my mind. Like, are you kidding me, dude? At this time, at this point.
Crimson,
Go ahead. Good.
I think to answer your question, with this show, I know what I'm getting into, but with the Avatar, I can just leave that. Same with you. I don't have to touch that. I can just leave that and just. Don't
I
have to
took-
put-
I saw that it went up. Clicked on one episode, clicked on one random moment where I saw the main characters, Katara and Sokka and Aang, and the acting was so painful to watch.
Yeah.
Just the back and forth and the way that they were delivering their dialogues, it was so staged. It just reminded me of a high school stage play.
The
Yeah.
acting in this show is far better than Avatar.
Fuck,
by everybody.
really?
Yes.
Yeah, that's that's a low fucking
I
bar.
gotta
This
ask,
should have a blind dude with a grenade launcher.
Yeah, but at least he's
characters in
believable.
Avatar. The main characters in Avatar, the actors, they're kids. They're essentially kids.
Yeah, but
Would that be the
everybody,
reason?
the main actor is.
What about the
awful.
adults?
Yeah, the adults are just as bad.
That damn
Whereas
shame.
in this, you've got people like Klaus Michelson, who, yeah, he may be playing the same character he always plays, but at least he can act that well. He's
Okay.
believable.
I still don't know who that is. I have to go watch this now because.
Lady G.
He's the guy,
one-
main character from the originals, and
Oh, thank you, Gravy.
Gravy is saying this because he is legally blind. So that's why he's going out for you. He's like, yes. So he is legally blind. So your
Gravy.
bitch ass doesn't count, lady. I mean, Gravy D.
Listen,
sorry.
I watched a blind staff sergeant take out 3 people with a rifle, so it can be done.
yeah,
He
he
was
wasn't aiming at
temporarily
any of them.
blinded.
It was a horrible mistake.
Have you watched
Okay,
a blind
so-
person fight off an alien invasion?
Nobody has.
Grenade launcher.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. Ian, I know what you
No.
want, Ian. Blind has the rocket launcher. Crouch.
Right.
I'll tell you what. I'll
Nope.
go you one better. Okay, we need the whole chat to start spamming. I am using your hole.
Just using your hole. I love you. I'm gonna use your little ass in your mouth. You know what it is. It's a thing. Fucking rail. Bitch is gonna Fuck. Where you going? Very.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
No,
Thank
I'm
you,
not saying
Ian.
thank you.
Thank you, Ian. Shout out, Ian.
Y'all
Ian.
want
using
mommy to
your
step on
hole.
you. I do not.
Sorry?
I said you all want mommy to step on you. I do not. I'm not thanking for that.
You know,
Yeah,
I
we
think
were
it
stepping
would-
on
Hey, $50 is $50. Thanks a lot, man.
There's a lot of desperate mums out there.
Anyway. No, seriously, Ian, that's appreciate. That's twice you've done that. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you,
You're crazy.
Ian,
You're
for
crazy,
the
man.
money, not the clips.
Look, right here. Give. What is this shit?
Oh, fuck yeah, man. Fucking lobs that noob tube right up in there. Fucking blows her ass to sky.
Okay,
high.
okay. What? So, can you go back for a second before we get into how horrible
About
the?
it?
So Perez and Riz, right when Perez goes underneath Riz, when they're both firing, you see. So yeah, this right here.
Shit. Yeah.
Right, that. So what she's doing right here, do you see how Riz, like, her finger's not on the trigger? Do you see that?
I saw someone say, it's funny you mentioned that. I saw someone say, and I don't know how true this is that these weren't even props. I don't know
No,
if
they're
that's
real.
true. Oh, really? I saw
They're
someone
real.
say that they were added in post. So they were just like actually like walking around like this.
There
Yeah.
may have been a few in that matter, like what we saw. Remember in the season 1, episode 1, their little polygon that they would see
Yeah.
basically use stunts in and just CGI that. There are probably a few of those in these scenes, but no,
She's-
they did mix it up with the real deal rifles this time around.
Yes.
And yeah,
They-
not only is it the fingers off the trigger for her on Riz, she's also got the buttstock way off and while
Out.
still firing that weapon, so there's no
Yeah.
recoil going on whatsoever.
None.
Do you think we could forgive that because Spartan strength?
Not in this matter. There'd be a
because-
little bit of a be a little bit of a kickback. It would still be going on in her
'Cause all-
hands.
the
There'd
only-
still be some sort of movement going on.
So there's three levels of structure when you are holding a rifle. So you have muscle structure, bone structure, and then external structure. So external structure would be like if you propped up or propped the weapon up on like that block in front of them, you were using an external place like a tripod or that rock to help support the weapon. Bone skeletal structure is why you put the weapon in your shoulder and why you do certain different positions like the prone and everything like that, because you might not have a tripod and it's all you. That's the only thing connected to the ground is you, but you're using your skeletal strength to support the weapon. Now, in this situation, this is all muscle. And because it's not in her shoulder, the only muscle that is supporting that weapon is her hands. It's her fingers.
And
That's
even
it.
if she was a Spartan, no matter what, that recoil would cause some sort of motion or reaction
Yep.
from the muscle structure. Absolutely, no matter what.
100%. And so at the very least, she'd be getting smacked in the chin with the recoil because of the way that she has her frame. You can see it's like it's really loose and sloppy.
Yeah.
And so because it's so loose, she's gonna be getting hit in that triangle area between her shoulder, her chin, and her neck. It's gonna it's gonna hit it. But on top of that, where you have Perez cutting underneath Riz here, you cannot
shot in the back of the head.
Yes, you cannot do this. This is why I don't know if the actress that plays Riz actually has some training or if they've done it so many times and the producers told her to do it. Riz here taking her finger off the trigger, she has to because Perez is cutting in front of her. So Perez has cost roughly between 20 to 60 shots if you're going like off automatic count. But if you're going off of semi-auto, then she's cost 15 to like probably 32 shots to go off because Riz has to stop so she doesn't accidentally shoot Perez.
She might be blind, though.
This is a fair point, though. She has an injured shoulder because remember the gay dude pat her on the back?
Well, she was still capable of doing the training motion.
And she just lifted up the fucking
the
turret before as well.
Like,
that as well.
I didn't forget about her clavicle. The showrunners forgot about her clavicle.
Perez is a terrible soldier. Perez is the reason this whole fucking thing is happening.
Yes, 100%.
Perez reminds me of a weekend warrior.
Yeah.
She's just a complete somebody who's just there temporarily and kind of treats it like a joke a little bit. Not as serious as the rest of them, and she doesn't have the proper formal training that they're supposed to.
Right here,
throughout all of this, was the blonde? Do you think the blonde is left with the guy in charge? Is that what you meant to think? Because she's briefly mentioned in this episode,
again?
but she
doesn't. Kai.
She doesn't.
I think John's right. I think John was right. Ackerson's taken her, and she's going to train Spartan Freeze.
Yeah. She's probably playing guard dog.
This right here. So she 100% just she just muzzle flagged Riz and every other Spartan that's on her left right here, and she still has her finger on the fucking trigger. Excuse my language.
Oh, how dare you, Lady G?
I apologize.
Lewis.
So you should. I'm ashamed.
Here we go. Here we go.
I was total brain off loving this there. Boom! Fuck yeah!
My boy.
The blind guy has killed more people than the
blind guy is full of shit.
It's because he's Daredevil.
If we're all bringing up live stories, I have had a few encounters with blind people that I do not believe are blind, and this is fucking one of them.
They can still see like shadows and motion and stuff.
I saw a blind dude. I was in a taxi with a blind dude, a mini taxi, the ones with the slide out doors, because there was like 12 of us. All right. This was like 3 a.m, so pitch black. We're all drunk. Some of us are on drugs. Drunk. The taxi pulls up.
I'm not going to say who.
Allegedly.
The taxi pulls up. We all get out, right? The blind dude grabs the door, opens it, steps out, and steps over the curb. And everyone was in the taxi looking at him going, I thought you were blind. So I do not trust blind people.
If you trip over enough curbs, eventually you're gonna like instinctively.
Oh, he was off his fucking head. If he wasn't blind, he basically was from the amount of alcohol he drank.
Yeah, probably. It is a little bit of a common misconception that all blind people are like blackout blind. You know,
fuck blind people.
Oh my god,
you can have that on your tombstone.
Go fuck blind people.
Your last lethal. Like blind people.
No. It'd still be drain the ocean.
Yeah, drain the ocean.
Drain the ocean.
I hate the ocean.
Oh, look, it's hallway scene.
Anyways.
It's another
hallway scene. Here you go. Here's your hallway scene. Here it is.
Your most actiony Halo moment.
What?
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And then followed up by one of the parts that really irked me the most. So we're gonna play the hallway scene.
Was I the only one that was thinking like these walls are not gonna stop? Like see, like.
Oh shit! What happened there?
Oh, big jump! Big jump!
Okay, here we go.
Oh look, plasma swords.
Yeah, they finally bust them out now that the UNSC have their own full arsenal.
Yeah.
It's my favorite moment in the episode when Master Chief picks one up.
So this part, no real problems with this part. It's what
I have
happens
problems
after
with this
that-
part.
Well,
Why
go
aren't they
on.
just slicing the walls at this? They have plasma, like energy swords. Why are they not just slicing the walls
Well,
and bringing the entire roof down on the humans?
I don't think that's how buildings work.
That's how the floor above you works.
well, you can slice it through the wall. You still got to go through all the debris and everything.
Yeah, and they don't know where they are. They're not blind.
I hate
Yeah.
you so much, Disparu.
Fucking blind people. They're shit, am I right?
It's,
Stairs are
They're
a
not,
horrible.
they're not renowned for their combat ability. I'll give them that.
Stairs are a horrible place
I thought-
to have to fight. They really are. They're such a bad. They're awful. See, and that's why like you don't have anywhere.
Look at that.
tight
Yeah,
corners.
that was shocking.
The gunflare. Look, no, back up a bit. As they're going up the stairs,
Mhm.
and the other guy and him are both firing on the stairs. The gunflare is the worst ever. It just looks like they put a torch on their gun.
They ain't wrong.
It's
You
just
s-
as they go up the stairs.
Maybe it's dragon's breath. Okay, Disparu.
Well, it's obvious.
Well, no,
they
it literally just looks like they put a torch on. You know, they've got a little
This
mag
is what-
light.
I know.
This is the part that shits me so much.
1, 2,
That's
3.
enough to break an elite shield?
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Get
got a
fucked!
9mm.
Like
It's called main
Maybe-
character plot armor.
maybe the shield was worn down when we weren't looking or something.
You know, Lady G, you are no longer the
Fine.
fucking shield. Now it's him again.
We'll go ping ponging.
But hey,
I
find this
take it
just
back.
stupid
It's
as
the
you guys
Halo
do. It's
1
just-
pistol. It's the Halo
there
1
we
pistol.
go.
Oh, okay, okay.
One of
I
the
should
most-
aim for the head. You
One
only
of the
need
most
one.
Given.
broken weapons in video gaming history.
And on top of it, it had a scope.
Listen,
No fucking reason.
Every pistol should have a
comment.
scope for cool.
no
All
comment.
people, yeah.
Overkill
Sorry.
is underrated.
Look, this is the bit when from this point on, it just looks like a torch, and then when he turns around, it's like he's shining a mag light at him.
Okay, this part really pissed me off because they are using.
My God, he's
I
right.
know,
You're right, Disparu.
It's
like
there's
those
a torch.
Fucking flashlight!
It's just a torch.
The triggers are connected to the flashlights. They're just like pulling
Yeah.
the trigger, click, click, click. Oh
Yeah.
man! I mean, that would help, like in post production. You know, that would be the moments where to put in that CGI shots. If the post production actually put him in, but yeah, this looks like a fucking flashlight.
Tired. The post was tired at this point, John.
Yeah,
Okay?
It's just like,
They had to trim wherever they could.
Great.
No, I
we'll
just
just
wanted to
stick
get
an
out.
LED on the end.
It was just like fucking nobody. Who's gonna know? Who's gonna know? No, but on this particular scene, they're using correct terminology because when you are the
Oh,
one
whoa.
throwing the grenade, you say frag out because that's to let your persons, your people know that you've launched a grenade. When a grenade comes towards you guys, you say grenade so that people know to like duck and cover. He's also saying loading and she's saying covering. And so it's supposed to say like so when you say that you can do taps as well, but they did verbally, you're supposed to say moving and then it's like, 11 and then you say 10 and it's because
Oh
you're
yeah,
checking.
Stargate SG-1 used those.
So they're using correct. So at some point they talked to somebody who knew what they were doing.
And if you're blind, you say both frag and frag out because you were throwing it, but you don't know where it's
Well,
going.
If you were this particular guy, that's not the exact word you'd be saying, would it be?
Lethal.
It took me a while, that one.
Hey, I learned to use that word a lot from this.
Can I
franchise.
ask? So did she have an explosive round? Like how is
It's bad. It's like they used like 3 different images and just like boom, 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 boom. Rapid succession.
boom?
Kill. I want to see this.
See, and like
He's got Kylo Ren's lightsaber.
yeah, he does.
It's kind of cool. All right, so
I don't
yeah,
understand. They keep going up. That's not what you want to do if you're trying to run. Like if you're trying to
I don't think they got
gain
much choice.
control. If you're trying to gain control of a building. Oh, we We missed Loverboy's guts hanging out or
Yeah.
being singed.
Yeah, Danilo.
There he is.
There he
There
is.
it is. Yeah, perfect.
Why didn't he? Question. Clearly, why isn't he poofed? Like, why did he only?
That's you can't say that, Lady G.
Oh yeah.
He poofed. Yeah, you
What?
can't say that.
Why? What is that? What does that mean?
That is their word. You're not supposed to
That's
use
your
their
husband.
word.
No, like I mean, like
A poof is another insulting term for a gay person. Look at that poof.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it is. It is.
I was in the breeze for 10 years.
No, that's a real thing.
Yeah, totally.
It is. You're 100%. It's true.
We ain't bullshitting you, girl.
Yeah.
I'm just asking why the plasma didn't.
It's because he's
No,
normally
just-
used to getting shot in the back or shot on the back.
Hand over my heart. That is a real thing.
It is.
Oh my gosh! Oh no! You're doing it to Montez. It's gonna be.
That is way worse than anything I've said on this stream.
It is. I thought Melanie Mack was on the stream for a second.
Bag.
I didn't know. I meant like exploded or disintegrated. Oh my god! Oh no! Anyway,
Yeah, so
why did he disintegrate when
dead.
he got shot?
Same reason why Chief didn't disintegrate when he got shot.
I know, right?
It's all right. If you can't drop gamer words in a Halo show, I don't know when you can.
I had no freaking idea. I've heard.
Yeah, it just comes
so
naturally
many-
to her.
Where's Danilo? He done ditto.
he went poof.
He went poof. Yeah, this is the point.
He went poof and turned gay on us.
Homosexual jihad.
Homosexual jihad. Inshallah, brothers. Inshallah.
Oh god, I'm dying.
This is the point where they have it. They were either like I said when was it first or second breakdown we had that they were either going to give them the biggest plot armor for these two gay couple, or they're going to make some sort of romantic suicide moment. And this is where it's coming right here, where where's Danilo?
Where's Danilo?
Gone. He's not coming, and he is total depressed. I see the situation. I was about to say he looks around, but it obviously doesn't. But he considers the situation at hand, and yeah, he's pretty much abandoned all hope now. He's left this lover boy, so the best thing he can do is fucking just go on a full-on jihad and go.
I wonder what the Covenant's stance is on homosexuality.
Thank God that's never been addressed in the games or the shows anymore.
Well, it's
Thank
probably
God
on the
that's
next
never
one.
been-
Why would you even put that in there?
Don't tempt
My
it
God,
this through.
chat, please be nice to. I didn't know.
Please be nice to me.
I'm sure whatever their stance is, it's not as harsh as yours. You got the prophet of
I know.
you got the prophet of truth being like, damn.
I do not
shit."
associate with Lady G.
Yeah. Yeah, you're having your Zack Snyder moment. Nah, don't. Not cool. Not cool. I'm all for genocide and the Great Journey, but even I have a line.
Yeah.
Disavow. Disavow.
I
Now we know
in the-
why she thought blind people were such proficient killers.
I had some hopes for this character, this Lewis character. I was hoping be a good mentor character, wounded warrior, some sort of.
Yeah, that
plot
could have been
with
cool.
That would have been really cool.
They were
to see.
setting that up. They were literally
this-
setting it up.
They cut that entire thread at the knees immediately with him having to go all friggin' full homosexual jihad. There we go.
Yeah, so there's a
Right
Wraith.
there.
They actually have a Wraith in this episode. Is this the
For
first time they've
seconds.
ever actually shown one?
In the
Yeah.
show,
No.
yeah.
In the show.
No, maybe the last episode of season 1,
Did
maybe
they?
in the background. It could have been all elites.
So there is a
In the
raid,
first season.
and they figure out the best way is to just send the gay blind dude to go blow himself up and take out the rave. I'm all cool with that, by the way. I think that's a great idea. I'm sure Lady G supports that. but for
Yep, I
different
do.
reasons.
Equality on the battlefield. That's what we're pushing for, right?
If anything, he went poof more than the other guy.
Oh, no. He poofed
But what
real
I don't
good.
get is
Yeah,
how
what
did he
happened
even get that close to it?
Well, he just walked at it.
Because he's
He
blind.
just walked at it.
The weird thing, he's got the bag full of 40 mics right in his freaking hand, right between him and the
Yeah.
Wraith and the rest of the Covenant. It's like all it takes is one good blaster, one good energy blast to the fucking bag, and
What
boom,
about
off goes
the
the
guy
weasel.
on the,
Yeah.
the guy on the plasma turret?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
that's it.
Also, this is not how munitions and explosives work. Like that Wraith would be fine. Tanks are supposed they have certain weak points, which I can't say on a live stream, but walking up to the most armored
Underneath them.
part, not
For some
Yeah,
reason,
go
I
ahead.
think their aliens are a little bit different, so I think you're good.
irrelevant. They all still have their weak spots, but you can't walk up to the most armored part of it, the front, and set off a bunch of grenades externally and expect it to do anything.
I don't know. On a Wraith, I think it could work. I mean, you do shit like that in the games on them.
I don't know. It's that at that level, it's getting down to a level of science that we aren't quite well equipped enough to, discern and conclude something like real solid. The shrapnel, it could tear into it. The level of, the intensity of the explosives. It's, we can't really explain 26th century technology versus alien technology and what's better.
I just don't
Plus,
get
as a
how
blind
he-
guy, he might just sense the weak point.
Yeah. I just don't get how he managed to get that close to it. But, okay, there's a Wraith.
Yeah, that would have been. That's the real dumb part about that is him walking right up there and in the open field where
And now they're
in the middle of
walking
a complete
away.
crossfire.
And now
Yeah.
they're just walking away.
Just the three of them left, walking away. No further fire going on. Yeah,
No
not a single
armor,
Covenant left.
nothing. Like they've
Not-
got
not
no
many
more
cuts on
enemies,
him.
no more aliens, no more anything. They just get to take a nice little stroll to Fleet
I know
Cove.
tanks always accompanied
was-
by infantry because tanks
Yes.
are really vulnerable.
No,
But that big poof was the one that sent them all flying.
Where are the
They're all
Banshees?
dead.
Why
Sure
is
would
there
be
no
nice to
Banshees?
see. Well, we're not
Money,
seeing any.
budget.
We're not seeing a single form of air power from the Covenant whatsoever in this so far.
no,
Yeah.
we don't see it till the
So-
end. We don't see it till the very end.
All it takes is one Banshee just to woof, and they're all dead.
One good
Especially
sweep.
no armor. Okay, now this part. Okay, this is dumb as fuck, yo. So Halsey, they find Cortana.
First off, why is she sitting? Why is she still there? Why isn't
I know.
she with
Why is
Atkinson?
why is
Doesn't make
Cortana
sense.
still there? Atkinson dipped. He packed his shit and left. Said, "Fuck y'all, fuck Rach. You're all gonna die."
Yeah, but as I've put in the chat, I went back to the episode and he touches the artifact from the first series, and then she activates in the other room. But now she comes from like some puck thing, but that artifact that he grabbed isn't there. So I don't know whether he possibly like cloned her or something. Is it possible to clone her and put her into two things at the same time?
A duplication? Yeah, that is absolutely possible when it comes to the AIs, the creator.
Because
Yeah.
With
The only
Cortana,
thing I can
though?
think makes sense is if he literally left Cortana as like a trap. So
She,
like
ca-
they
she
hook her
makes
up to
copies of
something.
herself on her own.
Like if he left
Oh,
her,
no,
so
yeah,
like
that's true.
they put her into like a computer system or something, and she makes a weakness or a weak point in their computers. Knowing nothing about the lore,
Maybe.
that's the only thing I can think that makes kind of sense.
You know, in light of recent events, I do have to do this. So, sorry, one sec. Because Vosh leaked a file on his PC, I have a folder on my PC that I can leak on stream. This is from an old Weeb stream. Characters I can beat in a fight. Go over these characters I can beat in a fight.
Glad none of them are a horse.
You can beat it. Congratulations, you can beat a fucking corgi. All right.
I'll be on. Well, actually, I'm just gonna. There we go. I'd beat Mikasa in a fight.
I think you beat her in different ways. I think you're more
I'd beat
intent on
Anya.
being.
I'd beat
Doesn't
Anya
matter
in a
how you
fight.
win.
I'd beat the Barbados Gundam in a fight. I'd beat Femto in a fight. I'd beat the shit out of Shark in a gym fight. I'd knock him the fuck out. I'd beat All Might. I'd beat Goku. I could beat Naruto.
Okay, now you're just getting ridiculous.
I'd beat Lord Draymond.
You didn't do that about the Gundam.
All right, there we go. Okay.
No, I
there's
did
mine.
it for the blonde-haired kid in the orange jumpsuit who thinks he's a ninja.
There we go. That's my leaked folder on stream. Yeah, so Cortana's here for some fucking reason. Maybe you're right, Disparu, but what I don't get, and there's a point later on, which I believe makes leaving her behind even fucking stupid. That's coming up. But what was always going to happen is exactly what happens. She gets ganked. And by Maki as well. So that means the Covenant now have Cortana. And not only does the Covenant have Cortana, the chick that had sex with Master Chief has now kidnapped the AI that watched them fuck.
Maybe she wanted access to the video recording.
No, I think she's a bit of a hogger. She doesn't like the competition, so she's trying to get rid of it now.
She's seen advances in VR technology. Getting
But
jealous.
Ackerson is an idiot because now the Covenant has Cortana. That's catastrophic.
Well, yeah, that's why I think there's got to be something else going on. Because he went to that room and took the artifact, but then saw Cortana right next to him and just left it.
Yep, just buggered off. It just makes it. Unless they explain it in a later episode, this is one of the dumbest decisions that they made in the story for the season.
Yeah.
Well, there is a few things in this episode that they just don't answer, like where did the blonde go? So they definitely set up, like hinted at some things that they will explain in the future.
Yeah.
I like this part when they get to FleetCom. This is one of my favorite parts when they can just see that, everything's fucked and all that type of shit. And here you go, Disparu. For someone that has no idea about the coin flip, this is the payoff you get. He flips a coin to her.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah,
And
he
he
guessed
call-
it
and
right. We don't even know if he guessed it right. He just told her a lie. and then
Probably
when
just look at it going,
No,
"Oh,
we're supposed to assume he gets it right.
What if he's just like delusional though? He's just convinces himself he's always got it right, but it's wrong.
It's wrong every time.
All the
So
time.
Vanek is here, and this is the part here where it turns out Ackerson took all the Millennia armor with him when he left. Taking the armor and leaving Cortana behind, I don't like that. Now this is where
Well, that makes the stealing less of an Ackerson act than more of a Del Rio act from Halo
Yeah.
4. Because all
Yeah.
he would do is just grab his assets that he deemed valuable and then fucked off from Requiem and left Chief behind. And this is essentially what Ackerson does in this. He takes what he deems the most valuable. Yeah. And he basically didn't get what he wanted out of fucking Cortana, so she's basically fucking left in the dust, fired.
I still don't see why a Spartan isn't worth more than the armor though. Like
It
it
is.
takes them an entire lifetime to train.
a Spartan 2, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. A Spartan 2,
but it-
absolutely.
It also makes no sense. Whereas in the aspect that these suits have been calibrated to the wearer for decades, not just for years or even just a year, for decades. These guys have had, Chief, Riz, Vanek, Kai, they've all had, even Soren had his fucking armor after he escaped. And for years and years, they're all fitted for them specifically, for their reaction times, for their muscle memory. To give that to any other individual would absolutely destroy them. Even another Spartan, couldn't say it would absolutely destroy them, but it would be like trying to go into an entirely new body, removing your brain and putting it into an entirely new body and trying to friggin' function with that. You're all fucked up for years until you get used to it.
Unless you
Not
get
like
factory
wearing someone
reset.
else's shoes where it just feels weird. But
Yeah,
this is the
these
part
guys don't have
where-
the chips in them.
This is the part where it gets really.
Oh.
There's a lot going on with this part here. So Ackerson doing anything to undermine the Spartan 2s is pretty accurate. That is pretty accurate. But he always made it look like it was an accident.
Mhm.
Okay. Whereas, and it kind of makes sense that he would want the armor because he would reverse engineer it for his Spartan Freeze. He does have a big part of Spartan Freeze, and it looks like they're going to do that in this canon as well. To me, it falls apart is if Master Chief dies here and wherever Ackerson and all that goes, and he's got the armor with all that, and it's going to have the armor 117, and someone's going to look at that and go, you fucking son of a bitch. You're the one that got him killed. When Ackerson would have no problem getting him killed, but wouldn't be so open and blatant about it.
Yep.
So on one hand, accurate, and on the other hand, inaccurate. I don't know where they're going with this. And then again, leaving Cortana behind, I don't get it. I don't get what the play was here.
So
maybe
unless
if they had done a little bit of their homework, they would have actually been able to set something up properly. But we get what we get.
Unless Cortana has a virus that's going to download into a Covenant ship and send specs or something, but even that would not be worth losing. Because
After being with Master Chief, she might have a virus.
But you have to think about pros. If you do a trap like that, the enemy is still going to get information from your AI to a point, even if it's information you're okay with them having. They're still, you don't know what else they'll be able to get from it. You may have thought you covered everything. And you're like, hey, this is an acceptable loss or an acceptable risk. And then it turns out that they actually get more than what you were anticipating or willing to let them get, to the point where Cortana. So, because even if Cortana is supposed to be like a spy or something in the Covenant, like how Mackie came in and spied on them, and now Cortana's going in and spying on them, it still doesn't make sense because Cortana can be reprogrammed.
John, at the start of Combat Evolved, the very first level, one of the very first things, what does Keyes say to Chief? Don't let her fall into Covenant hands.
Yep.
That's half the reason why he gives Cortana to him.
Yep.
Do not let her, the AI, get captured. Mm-hmm. She's got so much shit on there. She's got the Discord messages. We're all fucked if that leaks.
The Cole protocols are very clear. That was one of the other quotes from that scene. Yeah.
So leaving her behind.
Oh, yeah, well, it's like it's like Roger Garro 7 says in the chat. He standard protocol for that. He should have deleted Cortana right then and there. If he was planning on leaving her, delete her. Don't let the Covenant take any information that can bring them to Earth. But as far as we've seen, they might have mentioned the Cole protocol in the first season, but they haven't mentioned it in this season.
Yeah. I just think if I was writing this from all the bits that they've given us, things like it doesn't matter what you do, you will lose the planet. The inevitable thing would be, well, okay, we're going to lose the planet, but how can we still turn this around? And it could be if we draw their fleet here and she has some kind of virus that makes them vulnerable, and then they jump in and attack the fleet while it's in orbit, because that would even explain why the Blonde left. It's well, you're not he could be on here to try and delay them long enough for everything to the people on the Earth might survive, but she's part of the counterattack. If they don't do this plot, everybody is an idiot and the story doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm. It already doesn't make sense. It's just a cacophony of insanity.
This armor thing, though, seems to be the part that people are arguing over the most. Where do you fall on it, John?
I find it's stupid. It's stupid. It's a poor decision from the writers to set this up. They just wanted people out of their suits.
That is the main reason. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's it.
It was cheaper to.
Oh, that's it. I don't care unless they explain it in a reasonable way in the later episodes, which I highly doubt. There's no excuse for this. But they, budget cuts, and they didn't want to risk damaging the armor. And I think that's more the matter about this because they're all right with doing certain stunts here and there with the actors and a couple of things. But when it comes to the suits, I don't know. It seems like they're a little more restrictive with the movement and motion and actions in the suits, and then they immediately replaced it with CGI. They did a little less of that in the last season. This season, I'm starting to see a little more of that.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, with all that going on, Jacob Keys is here, and he basically just admits, I was a total retard in the past 2 episodes, and you were right. I knew you were right. I saw the bodies myself, and I just did not back you because I'm a fucking idiot in this timeline. Okay.
Here's the thing. Keys, in that last episode, when Keys realized that Ackerson had played him, he would not have listened to Ackerson for anything. And he, once again, went along with Ackerson's plan to let the planet get glassed and let hundreds of millions of people die.
Yeah, and this is the part where they talk about, I think Disparu, you kind of laughed at this a bit when they were saying we got to stop these parts from the falling because if these fall, they're just going to glass the planet.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like power stations and stuff. And it didn't even make sense in the first place where it was like that one base. He says once that one base went down, there was a massive gap in our defenses, and now we have no idea how many people they've landed in the planet. So, well, if it's that important, have some kind of backup. So if one goes down, you don't lose the planet. Just seems like a very vulnerable defense system. And also, you have like, if when they took that, your entire system was intact, how did they approach it without getting detected in the first place?
Because Perez didn't say anything.
Yeah, that's the main
reason. No, but
reason.
You still had, at some point, a ship that landed on this planet and wasn't detected.
I feel like they're trying to like combine the Fall of Reach and Halo Reach together by having like Visigoid Relay and the cloak that's just like covering up the one ship, and then trying to have this massive surprise attack that's from like the Fall of Reach.
Mm-hmm.
This show does that.
Yeah,
it cherry picks at times
the worst parts, or not even. It's not that it's the worst parts. It's that it's the parts that have to be in the context of that particular story, and so when they cherry pick them out, it makes no sense, and it makes them horrible.
I think this goes for just about everything. When you try to aim for the best of both worlds, in this case, the Fall of Reach book and Reach, and try to get the best of both worlds, you're just going to end up with the worst of both worlds.
Yep.
That's always happened. And in this particular scene that you've got up, this Easter egg here kind of pissed me off because it kind of implies that they did have. Well, I remember in a few other breakdowns, we talked about how the Spartans, they act like teenagers. They act like they're less than educated as we knew them in the games and in the comics and in the books. But in this, I get it, sir. Thermopylae. Does imply that basically that's an Easter egg for us, the Halo fans. That yes, they were all educated by Deja. They all had the same formal education that we knew of from the Fall of Reach books that gave them all this tactical information and knowledge. And then you turn around and they can act like these petulant fucking juveniles.
Yep.
Come on now. No.
Munted.
Oh, it's another little Easter egg that they tried to feed in for the fans that just backfired on them.
I'm sorry.
As far as I'm seeing it, that's just my point of view on it.
So here's the thing. In the military.
Yes.
Green, Nose, Dan Daly, and Smedley Butler. They were the 2 Marines that earned 2 Medals of Honor. Everybody knows John Basilone. Everybody knows Chesty Puller. Everybody knows the Frozen Chosen, Montezuma, like Tripoli, where in World War I, where we earned our name, Devil, like all of this basic stuff. That's why it's called basic training or boot camp. You get the same background knowledge and information and tactics. And then from there, whatever your specialty school is how you can grow on it. And then you as an individual can utilize the resources you have to learn more, expand more, use the tactics differently, whatever the case may be. So when they have treated the Spartans like they don't know anything about the world because, they were kidnapped as children and they were raised like, it's such a disservice because Chief loves humanity. Like he understands that this is bigger than himself. He's not detached from humanity, from its history, from what it means, why they've gone out into and become multiplanetary and everything like that. That he's not detached from that history, but in this show, it's like they expect you to believe that Chief was sent off to, like, basically lived in a, I don't know how else to put it, like a silo his whole life, has no connection to any kind of humanity, and he's just doing this because it's orders. And that's not who Chief is.
And he likes cat videos.
And he likes cat. It really pisses me off. And then you have Jacob Keyes, who is supposed to be like a father figure to John, who is supposed to be a brilliant tactician, who is not supposed to give a two shits what the higher ups say, because he does not care. Like, he's like, no, this is not the way to do this. Like, this is what we need to do. Like, he would have told Ackerson to F off when he found out in the morgue that Cobalt had been eviscerated on Ackerson's orders, and Ackerson knew it, and painted John to look like a psychopath, and then told Keyes, hey, we're going to let the entire planet fall, and we're going to fight a different day. Keyes would have told him to shove it where the sun doesn't shine, and he would have started evacuating the planet himself. He would have. And now, oh my God, we're about to get one of the worst speeches I've ever heard.
It is really
in my
dumb.
life. Oh,
I
the
like
anger.
For me, it was those jump cuts that makes it so confusing.
Yes.
If they wanted to portray that, because we did get the go fuck yourself, we did get the total like, what the fuck are you thinking, Ackerson? And I'm doing what I think is best, and fuck you. And he went off and he took off. That was if I remember right, that was pretty much the last time we saw him in that episode before the attack.
Yep.
I mean, if they had some scenes that showed Keyes preparing or actually like announcing the Covenant's on reach to Fleet Comm, walking right into the friggin' into the bridge, the main command center, and starting things, getting things going, it would do so much justice to the character that they're trying to portray. But they
we had to have Perez whisper it to Chief in a church that he doesn't understand what religion means.
Wanted. Dave Chappelle and fucking Baddie Halsey.
I like Dave Chappelle.
This is what I keep telling you. You don't like him. You like that he reminds you of Dave Chappelle.
He's good in Fargo. He did all right in Spider-Man 2. He's one of those actors that, for me, he's one of those actors that I like, that I want to see actually like have a good role.
I want to see him play Dave Chappelle in a biography.
Yeah, it would be awesome. But he does a good bad guy. I've seen him play in roles. He does a good tough guy act. I like him.
Yeah. Honestly, not much happens here. They're just on their way to Fleet Comm as well, and they're just like, oh shit, they took Katana. We're fucked.
They once again, you skipped past it, but where Perez is standing in the middle of the med bay, and she's just staring. Like, they're trying to give Perez the 1,000-yard stare, and she doesn't, like, as an actress, she does not have that capability. But
she's short-sighted.
No, just as an actress, she doesn't have that capability to try and pull off that look. But she also, what they're trying to do is they are trying to show you. So there's different stages of shock, and it may have changed since I've been out. But so you have green, yellow, orange, red, black. And so black means that you're unresponsive. You can't move. Like you're so far in shock that it is going to take some type of force to pull you out of it. This is where, like, you see it portrayed in movies certain ways, but like you usually get slapped across the face, or like sometimes a really hard shake will do it, but usually it takes like being actually physically punched or slapped to get you out of black and start to bring you back down out of the different shock levels. So what they're trying to like show here is that she's in shock, but she doesn't look at shock. It looks like she's just staring off into space and not doing anything. And they're trying to show you that, oh, look, she's tough. She's overcoming it. She's helping this woman, but like make it to the transport by ripping her IV bag off of the pole and then helping one person try and walk.
Yeah, like Sandro says, don't bother helping the dude that lost his fucking leg.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
There's two people to help. Can you walk? Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to help you because you're missing a leg. Nope.
No, it's
Okay.
it's just
Is this the worst? Is this the worst inspiring speech you've ever heard? Can you imagine Return of the King? They go to the Black Gates. The army of Mordor comes out. They're surrounded. And Aragorn just goes up to him and goes, "We're all going to die. But maybe we might give Frodo a chance. Maybe. And oh, by the way, I'm the rightful king of Gondor, and I'm going to die too." That's exactly what this speech is.
yeah. Like when I think of, I mean, The Patriot, Braveheart, Heartbreak Ridge, just all of these actual.
That's what he should have done. He should have
Oh
gone up
my
and gone, "Leroy!"
It would have been better. It would have been better. And like the way that he says it, I do not see defeat. And I'm like, really? You sure? Because sounds like you do.
Sure is a lot of young Marines.
Look, he outright
Off to
says,
the helmets.
I am not paraphrasing, he outright says, we are all going to die.
Yes, he
We
does.
cannot beat them. There's too many. They are here. He outright fucking says it.
Yeah,
Right?
it's supposed to be like one of those. Your names will be carried throughout the ages on the acts that you did this day, and it just does not come off well whatsoever.
No, what they're trying to pull off is like the they're trying to pull off the Gunny speech of like, you will live forever because the Marine Corps is forever. Like
Oh
you
yeah,
made
that's it.
like, that's-
Their action, yeah, their names will carry on forever for the actions that they commit. Yeah,
yeah, and so like
It's just the
you
same
know, the
thing.
whole
The
planet's
same
on
thing I
fire.
said, just worded differently.
well,
But he tries to say that the longer you fight and die and hold for, the more civilians will escape. But then it
There's
turns out
one
there's just
ship.
one ship. So even that doesn't make sense. If you're talking about millions of people in this city, and like literally every minute, thousands of them are getting onto new ships and getting into space, it'd actually make sense. It's like, yeah, you're all going to die, but you will save hundreds of people for every extra
Yeah.
second you hold out. Would have been a good speech.
Yeah, yeah.
But they undercut it in their
absolutely.
own episode.
Yeah, you're all gonna die, but hey, look, the Chief's here, and he's gonna
That's
die
the
with
thing
us.
as well.
oh,
They bring Chief up there. He's like, "Hey, come up here. You know, this is Master Chief.
the
You
fact
guys
that
know
they
him.
Semper Fi, that pisses
You
me
guys
off.
know him as Master Chief. He is 117." And I'm like, is everyone just surprised? He constantly walks around everywhere without his
Right.
armor. The
Right.
dude goes to fucking AI fucking brothel places and shit. Like, everyone knows what he looks like. And then he tries to pull the whole, he doesn't need armor. He's
Because
the
the
same as
warrior-
you.
The warrior inside of
He's
him.
the same as you? I ain't got no fucking Spartan augmentations in my body, you fucking lying fuck.
Uh,
Fuck you, Keith. You
as
son of
far-
a bitch. And this is the part that really got to me. When he said everyone here is going to die, and they try to prop Chief up as like, you know, this is our inspirational figure. He's essentially said, this dude that you will look to, this dude that you consider hero, this guy that always saves you, yeah, he's going to die as well. So not only are you physically going to die, your hero that you look forward to is going to die as well.
yep.
That's the way I saw that was they, you know, with the at this point in the timeline, the humanity as a whole are not aware that the Spartans were augmented civilians kidnapped from the outer colonies.
Okay, that is fair, yeah.
That is-
But still, he's outright lying to them.
Oh yeah, absolutely, outright lying to them straight up. But as you know, how many times do commanders lie to their troops to motivate
All
them?
the time. All the time.
Exactly.
All
So
the
Yeah, but if you're going to lie about something,
it's a
say
little
they're
more
going to
reasonable.
survive.
Yeah, it's like abandon all hope on this. But hey, we got our great hero who's gonna die with us.
This is
Look,
the part
kinda,
here
yeah,
where he
it-
turns
It would have been
into-
so easy for him to say, help is on the way. All we have to do is hold out until backup arrives and we can save the city.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
then he
But
would-
as
they would
far-
have stalled for their families.
Oh yeah, for sure. But as far as the audience for his speech is concerned, John Master Cheeks, he's just as human as they are.
Yeah.
So it's,
That's the point. Right, now, he turns into Sergeant Johnson for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Show those scaly bastards they fucked with the wrong planet!
But
You
you've
just
also
said we're all gonna die, we're all gonna lose. but they picked the wrong fight here.
Reach is
absolutely.
gone. They're gonna glass Reach, yo. But they effed with the wrong planet.
If that
That's
guy
fucking
kept that
wild.
energy throughout his entire play, he would have been amazing Sergeant Johnson in the show. He would have done a great job as a Sergeant Johnson, keeping that energy that he just showed there in that speech, just a big, proud voice, that big, strong, just talking through everybody like that. Oh yeah, he would have sold me as a Sergeant Johnson.
With every episode of this atrocity that I watch, I'm
yeah.
so happy that Sergeant Johnson is
Hey,
not
thank
in
fuck,
it.
man.
Oh yeah, thank God. Well, they made this guy a
No
fucking
fell.
desk
No
jockey.
fell, Vladimir. No fell, Vladimir.
Yeah,
Please
we get
no
this
fell,
guy
Vladimir.
Val Gathanai.
Or whatever his name is, yeah. And he's a combination of Ripper and Fell put together, I reckon. But this is like you're fighting Mike Tyson. He's
Can
at
I
his
just-
he's at his absolute peak. He's gonna whoop your ass. But that motherfucker picked the wrong guy to fight with.
Commend the
Oh.
spirit, but that is so stupid.
What a retarded fucking piece of shit.
Hey, you wanted to say something, Lady G?
Oh, I just wanted to point out that these females' hair is perfect and their makeup is perfect, and they don't look like they have been
Well, that's why
battling the
Reach fell,
covenant.
because these bitches are too busy
Yeah.
putting their eyeliner on.
I'm just sitting here and I'm like, dang, like there's not one scratch, there's not one hair out of place. Their makeup is perfect. Like, dude, I came
And
out of the field after 7 days and it looked like I crawled through hell on my belly naked. It was bad, yo. Like, at least Riz has a little bit of, like, she's got a little cut and stuff.
That's because
but her
she's got
hair-
Riz.
She got that Riz. Yeah, the other thing too is like one thing that I noticed like on Twitter they're saying how diverse and how equality and how they're all like wicked young looking too.
Mhm.
Like for the diversity thing, that's one thing, but with the age, I can totally understand being at 25, 27 years into this war. There's going to be a lot of dead people, and all that they're going to have is either the old farts and the young recruits being able to fill up the
Right.
gaps.
Yeah, it's
So-
called a lean middle. So it's your bottom heavy, your top heavy, bottom heavy, top heavy, and there's no like
Short stack.
no, yeah, there's nothing in the
Yeah.
middle. I don't know what that means, Lethal.
Sure,
But- But there's
Need a bunch of stumpy cunts. Get on the front line. Hey, Muzz.
listen, just get your blind albino Spartans out there and hand them grenade
They'll
launchers.
save
They
the
will take
world.
care
Oh,
of this.
funny.
Hey,
They
I'd
will
watch
save
that shit.
Reach.
I'd watch it. Hell
I
yeah, man.
would watch that over this for sure.
Only
When
one was
when they
there.
come back and they're like debriefing, they're like, if only we had more blind people, we could have saved.
Oh, munted shit, dude. Munted fucking shit. All right. So what happens next? Basically, after giving that speech, Chief says, "All right, nah, you can't be a part of this." So
You
more
need to
fucking
live.
lies. More fucking lies. Piece of shit, man. Oi! They actually had a Scorpion tank.
That they
Wow.
didn't use. They did not use. They sent
Well-
one phosphorus down the bridge, and that was it.
Yeah, didn't get a single other shot off. We might have maybe at once, maybe in the background, but they didn't fucking make any highlight of it in the scenes.
What a waste. What a fucking waste, dude.
Oh yeah, well you can even see with the scene itself there. It's a blue room. It's one of those
Uh-huh.
fucking CGI blue rooms that they have set up, and it's so obvious that it's terrible. And I think this is if you look at it the way that the cinematic is, this is the new 90s CGI. This is the blue room. The way that everything just seems they're trying to make it look so realistic as possible, but there's that veneer of like that veil of like CGI of that's just unrealistic. You cannot fucking make it look as realistic as the humans in the scene itself. And
So I never watched it, but that Mandalorian show, every time I saw something about that, the backgrounds always looked weird to me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that
That's-
was
it's what
filmed
you're
in the
noticing.
volume where they
That's what it's
essentially
called, the
project they project the CGI onto a wall and then track it with the cameras so it all tracks perfectly. But the issue with that is the people don't look as if they're on the background because there's like it'll be some kind of weird thing with the camera and the human eye, but it's like they pop off it and the
Yeah.
background is blurry, and so you can tell they're not in the scene. I prefer green screens in the volume. It's horrible.
I might be using the wrong choice of words, but it sits in that uncanny valley where it's very easy.
Your brain
easy to
realizes
see.
this is wrong.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It pulls you out very quick.
yeah, and eventually this is going to become an obsolete way to produce CGI because
already-
of this.
Incredibly expensive.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's more expensive than shooting on location. It doesn't look as good. It's
Mhm.
harder to clean up and post. Like there have been I think I want to say it's WB. They do not want any more projects using blue screen right now. Their plan is to shoot on location because it's actually infinitely cheaper for them.
It was meant to revolutionize cinema and make it cheap, but this is one of the reasons why every Marvel movie is like 200 and 300 million, because they all use the
Yep.
volume for everything.
Yep.
yeah, and now they're stuck in this uncanny valley of not being able to give us this level of CGI that they're claiming to give us. And
Yeah,
it's
it
going to
just
get to it's going to get to a point where people are just going to be seeing that. It's nope, it's not
Like,
my
go
fit,
back
it's
and
ugly
watch-
CGI.
Go back and watch Lord of the Rings. Even if you're talking like Return of the King at the Battle of Pelennor Fields,
Yeah, that looks
Like-
great.
it looks fantastic. It would if we had used this technology, it would look atrocious.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. All these new shows, all the backgrounds kind of look the same to me.
Yeah, well, you're seeing what I'm seeing on them. It's the new '90s CGI where it's just it's there. And it's CGI. It's nice, but there's always that like digital look to it that
Fake.
just that's it. It'll always look fake at some point. They'll never be able to get over that hurdle
Well,
until they find
that's
new
why-
tech.
that is why Peter Jackson shot on film, because he said that it helps the I forget how he phrased it, but he did an interview and he said it makes the movie overall flow better, but also the CGI it transfers better than on digital. It looks less pixelated, I think is how he phrased it.
Well, yeah, because isn't it like film essentially has an infinite resolution? 'Cause
Yep.
It's just a picture, whereas you don't have individual pixels.
Yep. And so like I don't know when and I don't know how, but they really need to go back to shooting on film, because again, the whole reason that they shoot digital is because it's supposed to be cheaper and it's supposed to be better. But it is actually more expensive, and it makes the CGI, it makes the post production teams work a lot harder.
And we've seen the news. They're worked at all the Hollywood CGI guys, all the post production. They're worked to the bone.
Yeah, they're burnt out.
Oh yeah.
So
And they
then
don't
you
get
have
paid.
Baddie Halsey with fucking Keys and Soren.
I think this scene was supposed to be like some kind of jealousy scene between Keys and Soren.
And
like-
sorry.
I got myself a new black boyfriend, motherfucker.
But yeah, this just came off as like weird. So very weird.
It was just a waste of time. It was just there to fill the fucking thing and
Yeah.
then to mention
Yeah.
Miranda to go, hey, remember Miranda?
Uh-huh.
She's not in this season for some.
I'm gonna hold on that idea that she's captaining a ship now.
You reckon they're gonna give her the fucking?
Fucking rights.
Order?
I think she's gonna give her pillar. They're gonna give her Pillar of Autumn.
No.
The thing to screw, in the real lore, killing off Keys, that's the butterfly effect, because I don't know how they can do anything without Keys, without killing him off this early.
Keys was such a key instrument in the destruction of Halo, even though he died doing so.
Well, they'll just give his part to someone else. That's what happens in all these.
Yeah, and
they'll
that's
just
what
get
I'm
probably
getting
a
at.
woman to have his role, and anything heroic he did, she'll have.
That's
standard.
exactly what I'm seeing happening. And they're going to give his daughter Miranda Keys the.
So
the
then, who
role.
gets the
Yeah.
Amber Clad?
Who's going to be paying for the next few seasons of Halo?
God, please make it end.
My
As far as-
theory, and I've said this since the start, I've always felt this was going to be a 3-season show.
Yeah. We talked about this before, Lethal. Like, they had planned and budgeted for 5 seasons, and 3 had already been pre-approved. Like,
Okay.
they've already like put the money in. The investors have already paid for 3 seasons. So whether this is utter shit or the most brilliant thing that's been written since Lord of the Rings,
Doesn't matter. It's getting
it's getting its 3 seasons, and then they're
And
gonna
what-
say, "Oh, it's
Although
such a
they seem to be
success."
cutting the budget.
Oh yeah,
But what's going to happen with the other 2 seasons? Is that's just going to fall into a fucking board decision on whether that gets greenlit or not? Oh,
So
great.
what they'll likely blame it on is, well, it's not. So one, it's not canon anyway. So this was, Paramount's Paramount taking a jaunt into premiere TV, action, sci-fi, video game adaptation, and to try and prove that it could be done well, because they're going to say that this show was a banging success. Then they're going to say, because Paramount is going through an ownership thing right now.
Yes, I remember you
Like,
showing me that. Yep.
They are going to most likely be bought out this year by somebody who I don't know, but they don't have any money. They don't have any clout. So they'll either be bought out or they're going to merge. And if they merge, it will likely be, this could change, but they sat down with Zaslav from Warner Brothers Discovery, who's also floundering. So now it would be like it'd be like WBD Paramount, Warner Brothers Discovery Paramount, because they put too much money into streaming. Paramount Plus is in the red, like deep in the red. Warner Brothers, HBO Max has not made the money. Like, they're struggling. The only profitable streaming service in ever, like Disney Plus, is not profitable. Netflix is the only profitable streamer. They're the
Disney
only
Plus
one.
is 11 billion in the hole.
Yeah, 11 billion. Amazon Prime.
Fair enough.
Amazon Prime is, I forget how many billions of dollars in the hole. They are so deep in the red, it's not even funny. And Paramount and WB, they can't keep up. They don't have I'll rephrase this. They have allowed external funds like DEI money. So here's the thing. The reason you're seeing this stuff in shows, it's permeated everything. It's because you get funding for pushing this stuff. You get funding for pushing this stuff. So it's in here so that they can get the money, because they're producing products. So they're like, well, we need help to stay afloat. So we're going to put more of this crap into our stuff and destroy our IPs and destroy our vaults and our libraries and everything that we have, our portfolios, because we're going to get this other money and it should balance out. But it doesn't work out that way, because now you have the customer is no longer tuning in. Investors see the drop in interest. Toys are no longer being sold. Do you see any Halo merch anywhere that's not game related being sold?
No,
Do you
not
see
for the show. Not for the
not
show.
for
You
the
don't see
show?
anything
No,
for the
hell
show.
no.
Yeah.
Oh, I
nothing
wouldn't
for
have
this show
expected
being
any.
sold?
I wouldn't have expected any merchandise to be for around for the show, anyways.
I
At
would
least
have,
for
because
something like that.
they pushed it.
Maybe
they talked-
shirts, posters,
No,
something like that.
Yeah, no, they talked about
Toys.
toy lines. They talked about helmets. They talked about how Pablo's face was going to be on. He was going to be in like theme parks, on walls, on. He was going to be on posters. He
Toilet
was going to be
paper.
on shirts. He was going to be the new face. He was going to launch this whole universe, and that talk died quickly and fast.
Yeah,
because-
because probably realized how stupid it was.
Exactly, because Master Chief.
No one likes white people called Pablo. Like
the
us
other thing-
whitey should not be called Pablo.
The other
But-
thing too is that it's the times as well. Kids and teenagers, they're not buying like freaking merch, toys, and such like that. They're buying electronics. They're
I
buying.
got 4 kids.
Yeah.
They still like the toys. They do. They really do.
throw an
but-
iPad in front of them. How long are they going to sit on that?
We don't have
Do they
iPads
have-
in my house.
And that's
That's
smart
why
of
they
them to
like
do that.
toys.
But
That's
what if
why.
they're-
They don't have.
That's why
they don't
like
have cell
toys.
phone. Yeah, we don't do the cell phones.
That's
We
it,
don't
because
do
you
the- yeah.
because you know that that's exactly what all the kids are going for these days is the electronics and those and them freaking iPads and shit.
Yeah, but even if you put that to the side, like there's no I don't even know how to like there's no hype for this. There's no there's no real actual.
Yep.
They're not reaching anybody. They're not reaching Halo fans. They're not bringing in new fans. They're not bringing in new generation. That this whole thing, where they're failing is that they thought that the old audience doesn't exist, or they're too good for the game audience, like the fan base audience. They want the more sophisticated audience that they've been told exists, and it's not there.
To retards.
But it's not there. And so now you have Paramount, who is going through horrific financial distress. You've got Warner Brothers doing it. Their plan, and this is all rumors at this point, but the latest idea or whatever is that Warner Brothers Discovery merges with Paramount, and that 3 sinking ships are apparently going to be able to make one ship that floats. That's their plan.
I just don't know anyone that pays for things anymore. And that's good, man. Piracy is good. Everyone should be pirating things. Like, you really fucking should. But I don't know anyone that pays for shit anymore. And rightfully so.
There's nothing worth paying for.
There's nothing worth paying for it, man.
I also think you can tell a lot about interest in this kind of stuff by how people's videos do. And if just going off Angry Joe's videos, like the decline of viewership, it started at 278,000, then it went down to 122 for the next one, and now it's at 94. So it's steady.
Yeah, and this is being pushed as the big battle episode as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he dropped like 60% of the viewership after the first video.
Yeah,
Well,
that's...
We thank you all for being here. Fuck Angry Joe.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much
Well,
for being here,
I'm
guys.
more talking about
Wonderful
trends
chat.
than anything
No, I
else.
get
Yeah,
you
I
saying,
know,
yeah.
I know.
Yeah, you notice that a
Yeah.
lot with like Star
Crystal
Wars
clear,
as well,
Disparu.
man. Anyway, fucking Dave Chappelle. Yeah, this scene happens. It turns out that what the fuck, man.
They're in an elevator talking about their daughter, sharing feelings.
And there's a black dude in here being like, "Wait, you guys raise your kids?" No, in all honesty, the black dude did a better job at raising the child than either of these two ever did. But
100%.
that's kind of the point of Halsey, actually. There was a fucking scrapped idea for Halo 3 that was going to have Miranda turn against Chief because she was jealous that Halsey treated him more like a child. And that was Marty O'Donnell's idea. And the writers at Bungie said, "Shut the fuck up, get in there and make music."
Thank God.
Yeah, I think he got too wrapped up in one little character there. It just wasn't he wasn't thinking right.
It's one of those things that's like, "All right, Marty, we're going to take that idea and put it on the fridge so everyone can see it."
Everybody's going to know it was yours.
This is why you musicians should not be given creative control of everything. Shut the fuck up and make music. Okay, so yeah, that's all going on, blah, 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 blah. And then the Jackals attack. And let me just say, these Kigya look fucking even worse than season 1's. Have a look at these.
So
They don't look awful here, but they are shit. But there's a scene after where you get like a close up of them, and they look fucking terrible, man.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
And how come these fucking Kigya have energy dagger things like they do in the Reach game, the Elites do in the Reach game, but that one that Jimmy Rings has a punch on with doesn't have one?
it was
Because-
silly.
The plot called for it.
I thought I looked at this as a cheaper way to do their cutlasses because originally, if I remember correctly, the Kig-Yar is supposed to have like blamite swords, like the crystal material that
Yeah.
they use for the ammo for the needlers.
Yep,
They
yep.
make swords and daggers and melee weapons out of that. I thought we were going to see something like that. I figured, okay, well, I guess it's cheaper to use that same CGI for the shield as the
Recycle. Well, we've had recycled lines, we've had recycled scenes, and
It's a
we're having
lot of
recycled
recycling going on.
weapons. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I was expecting a story about the Halo rings by now, considering that's how we ended season 1. And we've just completely forgot about that plot line.
Yeah. It's still floating
Well,
up
I'm
there.
pissed
Chief
about.
hasn't blown it up.
Yeah, all the normies have no fucking clue what's this Halo going on, but all the fans are like, this is what needs to be happened before, but you know.
No, but they
Any
haven't
day
even
now.
spoke about it. At least
a
have him
single
mention
word.
it. Going, wasn't it weird when we were on that Halo ring earlier?
Remember that time I had fucking digital
Mind
sex
sex?
all on that Halo ring?
Yeah. 26th century telephone sex on the Halo.
Yeah, so they all run back up there to fucking help the hangar. Fucking apparently Keys.
He
just now
would
noticed
not
this.
be the one going out to detach the fuel lines. It wouldn't be him.
I would have
Yeah,
liked
send
to
one
see
of the
a-
peasants.
Whoa, hold on.
one of the motivated peasants that was ready to fucking put their lives on the line after that great epic speech. That actually would have fit.
Oh my god!
It'd be like, I know you're gonna die, but
hold
if you
on.
connect the
Hold on,
fuel.
what does
He's
that
not
say?
speaking.
That says speaking Sangheili.
There are no Sang Healy. These are Kikya.
That's oh no.
I didn't even notice that when I was watching.
Ooh, I didn't notice that either.
Look, the
Ooh.
bilingual.
I hate everything.
That's not Kigyar.
That's wow.
It's supposed to say Kigyar. Or Kigyari, or
Holy
I forget how
shit.
they say it. Ooh.
I guess all aliens look the same.
They all speak the same language. They're all forced to speak Sangheili now.
Wow.
What is
Wow.
that? They've been assimilated.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We're the Borg.
That makes sense
didn't
for the,
even
like,
notice
gold.
that.
Kigyar.
No. Oh no.
This is where
God,
look at
that looks so bad.
that looks shit.
Good
Oh.
God. He
And
looks
it's
like he's
blurry. It's so blurry because they're
It
trying.
hides the
It
CGI.
is.
Yes, they're trying to hide the bad CGI,
Yep.
so they make it look blurry AF.
That's
Like,
a
what-
very humanoid posture for a Kigyar. That's for fucking sure.
Mhm. What they could have easily done here, just what you did before. Put fog, smoke, the freaking just anything.
Just turn the lights off. That's what they did in the
Some-
first couple of episodes.
Right? Just anything. But no, we decided we were gonna do a freaking Bob Ross and use our thumb to smudge things up on the
There
canvas.
are no mistakes. Just
There are no
Yeah.
Totally.
mistakes.
Just happy accidents.
Ah!
Oh,
It
wow.
hurts so much. It's so painful.
This is fucking wow. Okay, so yeah, he goes outside to detach the fuel lines.
He's still
And-
alive, by the way.
What? Well, he can't. The entire room explodes.
He's still alive. If here's the thing, they're gonna do that weird thing because there's no sense of time in this show. It's either gonna be Mackie or someone's gonna show up. They're gonna snag him before
Like, give him a
everything went
shield or
boom.
something.
Something, and so before everything goes boom, and then they're gonna take him prisoner. But everybody's gonna think he's dead, so they're not gonna look for him. So that the big reveal in season 3 is that he's still alive. Or they won't be able to hold out like they couldn't hold out with Mackie for one freaking episode, and it's going to be revealed next episode that he's still alive.
Oh, Master Chief isn't going to bang him as well, is he?
Or
He might.
maybe friggin' Halsey and Chief will trip into the world between worlds and save him that way or something like that.
There you go.
Raging
But-
Rhino in the chat in 5, 4.
But also, here is the thing: at the rate that chamber blew up, that ship would not have made it out. If Keys is
Yeah,
dead,
the whole thing's engulfed.
yeah, it wouldn't have made it out. It would have that fire would have trailed. It would have trailed the ship. The ship wouldn't have had enough clearance. It would have chased the fuel.
I chalked that up as an
Exhaust.
episode as a hey, where Rhino, where you at? Another reference as a fucking Millennium Falcon shooting out of the Death Star in episode 6. I thought they were trying to do something like that.
It
you know,
doesn't.
since you-
The Millennium Falcon didn't have giant exhaust going out the rear. It came
With
out
leaking
in like
fuel coming out of
Yeah,
a hose
like-
as well.
yeah, it didn't have a fucking
That was
fuel
really
hose
soft.
attached.
I don't want to
Like
see their
that-
petrol
The thing
stations in
would
this
be going
universe.
boom. So if Keys is dead, that whole
Cut the
transport
bar
ship,
stops.
that whole transport ship is dead.
Mhm.
And we'll get to it. Hold on, I'm gonna save
Yeah.
it until you all see what I'm gonna talk about here in just a second. Go
Okay,
ahead.
So
Go
this is after the explosion has happened. Keys is presumed dead. The ship takes off, but it's not over yet. And they get attacked by another group of Covenant. And we get introduced to, we have to assume that this is the same general that said the prayer. Now, he is an original character. He's not from pre-established lore, but I think John, you agreed with me. They're taking Ripper and Fel and
I
kind of
would.
combining them into one.
I would. Yeah, they're trying to have a aggressive, honorable warrior while still having the refrained control of Fel. Yeah, they're trying to get the best of both worlds, which is probably gonna end up having the worst of both worlds. If
one was in prison for being a psychopath, and the other one led one of the Covenant's most destructive fleets against humanity.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the fact that the Covenant
Mickey.
is going to throw somebody into the brig for being a psycho should tell you exactly how psychotic that individual was.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So he's probably going to end up being this show's arbiter.
Yeah.
but
Ooh.
I'm curious to see the dialogue between him and Maki in the next episode.
The
How's
fact
gonna
that
come
he
up?
listens to Maki and
It's
doesn't.
so stupid.
Oh, when she's
So
like,
stupid.
no, stop,
I sucked his dick. No.
not yet, not yet. And it's like, okay, do you expect him to survive you glassing the planet? Like, this is the second or third time. And so, by the
He's
way,
just gonna
One
treat
last
Maki
go
like this
first.
guy.
yeah.
He's
By the way,
just gonna chop her head off.
Master Chief just survived a plasma blast to the chest.
A
FYI.
full- It wasn't a fully charged plasma blast, but still all the same. The way that they were showing friggin' plasma rifles and the way the plasma was it was hitting the human skin in other points. Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
Oh,
I thought
What
that
was
was
that? Why
hilarious.
did they just cut him?
Chief should be
Because
as
plot.
dead as Lois's dead gay boyfriend.
Yep.
Because they got hit in the same way, in the same fashion, square in the chest from a plasma shot.
Right there. Why did he punch him instead of just cutting him?
Because plot armor, Lethal.
Hmm.
Why do you need Spartan
He's the
armor when you
main
got plot
character.
armor?
Yeah, so they
He
have
knew he
their
wasn't gonna
fight.
tell you.
He
Yeah,
is-
I did see some people bagging this part out, going, "How would he know his chief?" I chalked that up to Mackie literally had sex with him, so she can identify him
Yeah.
pretty well.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
100%.
So
117.
yeah. The fact it's written on his fucking jacket as well. Yeah.
Stop.
So
And that he never has his freaking helmet on.
yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, they're having their little
His
fucking.
carry, his rifle carry pisses me off more than I can put into words. I'm so glad it gets sliced in half right here.
That looked fine when it got cut in half. That looked fine.
Yeah, that's the one good part of this entire fight. And then he picks up a dead. He's dead.
I just don't understand all the spinning. It's like it's like in a few scenes in these fucking recent shows and movies now. They do these freaking stupid spins that just make no sense whatsoever.
Boba
It-
Fett one.
It's to
Yeah.
make it look cool
I
and it's
know
to
where
make
you
you take it's to make you take focus off of the surrounding crappy CGI that's happening.
Yeah. Yeah, so they have that fight. That's all going down and shit. Now he picks up a sword and he's going to have a fight, and the other elite shoots him and knocks him down, and that's why the general cuts off his head.
In
That gave me a
the
good laugh.
chest. In the chest. I don't care. It's just like when they tried to say that. See?
Oh, he is dead!
That is his chest. That is square in the chest. He's dead.
He's fucked. Yeah.
This like when they were like, oh, that's his temp. Like they got him in the temple. No, didn't stab him in the temple at all. Not even close. This is square in the chest. And they're gonna
They
try and
shot
say,
him in the chest, that his back's on fire. I'm pretty sure he's fucking dead.
no, he's just gonna have a little graze on his arm.
It's gonna be like Sabine. People will go, well, it cauterizes as it shot through him, and that
And-
makes
Oh!
everything better.
And this isn't the CGI that fucked this up. This is the practical effects that they
Yeah.
did. You watch the
Yeah,
sparks.
because I think this was a joke. I think because he was like doing the, it was like, yeah, this is gonna be an amazing fight, and then
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just over. I think it was meant to be funny.
they didn't piss. Yeah.
It didn't deliver. Yeah, you're right, because this is supposed to also you're supposed to chuckle at
This
this.
is supposed to be
'cause
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
And I do
oh,
find
he
this
took out
funny
his
because, this is a common trope in a lot of, different scenarios, in different shows, and in different, stories. Guy comes out from the side, takes out the main target, you asshole, decks him in the face. Yeah, it's a common trope. But
and then
It's because he was acting as if I'm so amazing now. I've got this sword. Now you're in for it, and then just gets immediately shot.
yeah.
Stop.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Disparu. This was a way to diminish Master Chief.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%. Even more than he already
Make
has
him look
been.
like an idiot.
Not
Not
yet.
yet. Bitch, you're a human. I'll fucking
Yeah.
kill you too.
It's be given a good reason.
Oh, prophets, this bitch is killing me. It's killing.
Truth,
This-
it's not working.
It's
not a go.
Yeah.
You gotta get somebody else. Get it in here.
Ah,
Tell Mercy
man.
to get his broad. I'm tired of her.
Fuck, I'll even accept
Oh.
regret, and he's a fucking idiot. Now this is retarded.
Why is he?
Okay.
By the way, sorry, Chief. Why is Chief surprised? He knew Mackie was still alive. Like he knew it. Why is
Yep.
he surprised?
I think it was like the way they were trying to show it was like a uncertainty, like not completely certain, and then with a full
Yeah, because the other guy was
confirmation.
gaslighting
Yeah.
him.
Why
so
would she save me?
Yeah, all right. So he
Okay,
gets the
God.
needler.
This.
Yeah,
is,
this is the scene we saw in the trailer,
Yeah.
like with Vanek holding the needler rifle. That was one of the prominent scenes that they showed in the trailer. I was surprised to see that was the last scene we get of him.
yeah, I was amazed they
right
killed
there,
him.
right there.
I reckon.
Yeah, I
he
was shocked.
I reckon he put enough shots in him to cause a super combine.
Yep.
He
you'd
is
think.
the most Spartan of all the Spartans that have Spartaned in this pseudo Spartan show.
Mhm.
And they killed him.
Yeah. They outright murdered him with a fucking just a single super combine needle.
Yep.
Now people are going to complain. What? Just one and it's super combine. Yes, if you look at the video, if the video games don't portray the damage properly, but visually, and if you look at it through the medical side of it, it all adds up all the same. They went through it. They took the scientific route of this. All the needlers eventually super combine and break off, even in the games. If you get hit by a few times by the needlers and you don't super combine, they're still laid on you and they ultimately burst up. That's where the super combine ultimately comes from, is that little burst super combine together into the massive explosion. With this, it makes complete sense for it to burst open like that, but for it to get pulled out from one and put into the other and not have a sort of chain reaction happening already in the crystal it doesn't make sense. It's all a plot-ish. It's all a plot to make this happen. And he's like,
I gotta be honest. For someone that doesn't know Halo, you've just said super combine a lot. That was the only thing I got from that.
well,
You like the science? I'm like, what?
Yeah.
it's chain reaction of an explosion. All of these shards have a small explosion that'll come off on them, and the super combine is a
So-
culmination of them.
Lady G, you got to go. We are pretty much done. I reckon we got about 10,
Essentially.
15 minutes tops before
Yeah.
I have to dip as well. I got to hide out as well. But you have
Yeah.
to dip right now?
I do have to dip right now. Sorry, the little one is.
No,
not
you're
feeling
good. You're all good. You're all good.
No,
Anything
all I'm
you
gonna
want?
say is there's a clip coming up. Corporals do not fly things. They fix them, and they fix them, and they might clean them, and they fuel them, but they don't fly them. Okay, just keep that in mind in the next 3 minutes. But
Yeah, but
chat,
there
you're
was no one
amazing.
else on there.
There was somebody else, I promise you. All right, but chat, you're brilliant, you're beautiful, I love you. Lethal, please stop showing that scene. I hate it so much. Mackie is awful, but I don't know what you're gonna replace it with. So maybe
Something
the
worse.
devil you know. But I love you guys. I gotta bounce.
All
Bye.
right, take care. Speak to you soon. Bye. Okie dokie. Oops. All right, there we go.
There we are.
And yeah, they kill off the one character that actually acts like a Spartan, apart from the whole. He likes animal videos now and shit.
Yeah, and the one actor that actually had an appreciation for the game itself.
Yeah, when they did that interview, he was the one guy in there being like, nah, man, yeah, I've done it all, and goes through all that shit.
Starting to add up why he got killed off, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's too good for the show.
And that is the end of the episode. So,
Yes,
a
what?
lot of fucking shield channels out there are claiming this is the fucking savior of the show. You can all go fuck yourselves.
You're morons.
Yeah.
You're shutting your brain off, guys. Wake up. You're not paying
Terrible.
attention.
This episode is severely held back by everything that happened before it. Okay? Every single episode has done nothing but hold this one back. This episode, I think everyone agrees this is the best. It's
Yep.
the best of the worst.
Pew pew pew, boom
Yeah.
boom, ah, bang,
Well-
explosions. Woo!
It's like the action was okay, but any plot surrounding the action, why any of it was happening, anything that it affected, the future plot line, none of it makes sense. So they're gonna have a rough next episode to explain it.
I don't know where they're going with this one, man. I don't know where. The Jacob Key scene after that, I got nothing. I don't know how you can do anything going forward without that character. He is so crucial to. So this after the Fall of Reach leads right into the first Halo game, Combat Evolved, where they actually are on a Halo, and he's on he's the captain of the ship that they land on the ring with.
But I think they'd just be willing to give his role to somebody else and call it a day. I think with the main
Oh, yeah.
things, it is like Cortana falling into their hands, him taking off with the suits, that him not defending the planet at all, never telling them about it so they could get prepared. Like
Makes
everything
sense,
that led
yeah.
up to that episode and made that episode happen
Mm-hmm.
is far harder to explain than just replacing a guy with a different person.
It's munted.
Yeah, right.
It's all munted.
No,
I still
I'm-
stand by though that the fix to this episode would be to swap all the characters into ODSTs. That's probably the best fix.
And we would've
ODSTs
removed
don't
the-
exist in this timeline, even on Reach.
Yeah, not a single one. That's terrible. It's a damn shame because the ODSTs it would have been perfect. You would have removed so many of the stupid plot threads that they're trying to sew in with the Spartans and everything. It would add up with all the FleetCom and Oni stuff. So many things would be fixed.
From pictures you've shown me, they're in suits, right? Like mini
Yeah, right behind me.
Spartan suits.
They're
Yeah.
not Spartan suits, but they
Yeah,
are.
but the more armor than like the guys we see in this. So
Yeah.
again, you're probably getting down to a cost thing.
Yeah, but when we got places, we got November Black. Got
November
places
Black,
like that.
they can do it. They can do it.
We got with the Spartan armor. Yeah, I can understand that. It's a totally different case. But with the regular trooper armor, they've got so many people that are just isn't ready to be set designer or production designers, or I don't know the fucking terminology, making the costumes. There's an abundance.
That did make me laugh with this. Like, he's lost his suit. No one even gives him a helmet.
Yeah, not even well. If you looked at all the helmets, none of them fit the fucking Marines properly in the first place. Just a few.
But like, this is your elite guy. You know, maybe give him what armor you've got. Like, at least improve him a bit.
I give him
Let's
my
give it a
helmet.
hat or some shit, right?
Yeah. Like, he may have better bone structure, but he doesn't have an armored skull.
Fucking munted.
That'd actually be kind of an interesting scene to see. I don't know, just speculation, but a bunch of the Marines, like he comes in with almost nothing. He needs a weapon. I need a weapon, and the Marines start coming in, giving him what like the spare stuff that they have left. That would be a really interesting scene there. But
I
we're
want to see
wrapping
him
up.
I want to see him in a do-rag. That's what I wanted, man. Vince McMahon style in a do-rag. Oh, man. Anyway, the show sucks. This episode wasn't good. Don't be fooled. There's people trying to tell you this shit's good. They can go fuck themselves. They're wrong. The same people coomed when fucking Luke Skywalker walked into a room and had a hallway scene. So don't trust these people. They're all off their fucking head. I actually do have to get going as well. But Disparu, John, thank you both for being here. Next week we have episode 5. And we know the thing about episode 5. It's the greatest episode of all.
Wait, so Moz has chosen the Quan episode. Yeah, he is lost. He's lost any chance of that being true.
The worst part was season 1, he was right.
I still disagree. I can't remember which one I preferred, but I thought there was a better one.
Yeah, for season
it
1,
did have
5 was the
action
big
in, though.
epic fight scene. Yeah, it was the one with the Banshee flying about, if I remember right.
Yeah.
I mean, this might have Quan landing on Reach and then just like annihilating the entire alien species on her own.
Oh man. Anyway, chat, you're all amazing. Thank you all so much for being here. Big shout out to our boy Ian. I think he just really likes the scene. This bro, you streaming soon or got a video coming up?
I'm covering the Girl on the Bus trailer, which looks like the next Car Crash Television. So yeah, that'll be out tomorrow.
Car Crash Television.
Oh, it's
yeah?
awful. It is literally Melissa Benoist's next sort of political journalist comedy, and there's a lot of going, "Our democracy is at threat," and then just banging everything in sight. It's like the entire show.
I think I might just kill myself instead.
Oh. Pass. Hard pass.
Well, it got passed around from 3 different networks. They all cancelled it, and finally Max was like, "We'll take this." Even the CW didn't want it. It went from Netflix to CW to HBO.
So they took it out of pity.
Well, yeah.
Man.
Oh, that's
Yeah, they
terrible.
won't release that fucking Coyote movie. Fuck Coyote out, you motherfuckers. John,
Hey,
do you plan to start doing streams and shit? Because you're actually pretty good at this.
like you're not the only person that's been bugging me about that, about doing a few things about content creation. I've been kind of thinking about it, but trying to get things sorted out in my life first, and trying to make sure that if I'm going to start doing content, well, if I want to start doing content creation, I want to be able to give it all my attention 100% that I want it to. And I know
you'll use that as an excuse, and it really is. If you want to do it, the best thing to do is just start.
Yeah, just start.
Waiting
Just
for
do it.
perfection literally means you never start.
Yeah. Everything.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I would never say like waiting for perfection, but preparing for the right moment.
It'll never come, and everyone worries about their first videos, and no
The
one
first
watches
video is
them
going to
anyway.
be shit.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
going to
yeah.
be awful,
Always
and no
be
one
the
will watch
worst.
it. So, like, you might as well just start and then get YouTube used to your channel and stuff.
If you need help with anything, just message me.
I appreciate that. Oh,
Okay.
give me time, all right?
All right, everyone, go bully John to start uploading.
My DMs are open on Twitter. I can't.
Bully him. Also, if you get the chance, everyone send Mozza a message. It just says, "Can't talk, I'm busy." That's the new way to troll him. Just send him a message, say, "I can't talk, I'm busy." Yeah, that's the new thing we'll do. We got like a dozen messages one day. And it's just, "I can't talk, I'm busy." So go do that. But thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate you all, and we'll see you later. Speaking of Mozza, here you go. Bye.
So,
I'm Gabe. And I have brain damage.